como después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana, así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza, así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza, como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma, como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma, el año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma, el año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma, y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas, porque en el año que llega vamos a vivir la vida, y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas, así topas en la senda vamos a hallar la salida, como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra, como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra, así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra, así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra, como a través de la selva se van abriendo caminos.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying this fabulous Monday night that we're about to wrap up the year. Thank you for joining us on this evening. Bienvenidos aquí al programa Adiós 2024 y Buenas con el 2025. El día de hoy aquí estoy en España, un restaurante auténtico, tradicional, aquí en la ciudad de McAllen, con mis amigos que hoy van a celebrar conmigo el día de Año Nuevo. With me today, we have a different cast than what you're used to seeing me with today. But the one you're used to seeing me usually, I haven't had much alcohol today, so I'm kind of
First sip, right?
yeah. First, let's just have it before we start. Cheers, Josh.
Cheers, cheers. To the new year.
We're still missing one.
So we're still missing
Yes. For me.
we're still missing one, but I do want to say thank you guys for taking the time to participate in the show. I know that it's a little bit of a pain in the ass because I mean we all have things to do. We're getting ready for the new year to kick in, and we're getting ready to start the partying already.
Yes.
But you all made time to come out here today, and I'm grateful to have you guys to share this experience with y'all today. So let's start by introducing you guys. Martha, take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm Marta Cecilia. I've been in banking for over 20 years, and again, I'm so excited to be here with you, Joe. I know I did the cast last year and we had a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to 2025 with arms wide open.
Yes, baby.
And we have my baby sister for the first time. I got her on camera, Jamilis.
I know. This is historic. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Jamilis. I work in marketing. I'm the marketing liaison for South Texas Research Institute. It is a clinical research institute in Edinburgh and Brownsville here in the RGV. And I'm also involved in some nonprofit. You may know me for being with the RGV Women's Chamber of Commerce. I'm the vice chair of community outreach. Yes,
Nice.
it's a newer accomplishment to my resume, but I'm happy to be back in the nonprofit sector. Love having a well-rounded life like that. So I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome.
Yes.
We now we can cheers.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's okay.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers to the freaking new year.
All right, so I'm Josh Morolis. I'm a digital marketer out of the Rio Grande Valley. I help businesses across the Rio Grande Valley get in front of people with marketing, advertising, anything in the digital world. And I'm also a board member of Amor Infinito, which is a nonprofit out of Alamo, and we help Rio Grande Valley people with clothing, food, shelter, everything, a little bit of everything. So tomorrow our shelter will be open from 11 to 1. So anybody that needs free clothes, free food, stop by. It's right behind, I'm blanking right now. It's
Tower Road.
Landmarks, right
Landmark.
behind Landmark. Thank you, Jelly. Shout out to our makeup artist too.
yes.
Love you,
Yeah.
Kelly.
So it's gonna be right behind the Landmark. So we'll be there from 11 to 1 tomorrow. So stop by. Anybody that needs food, clothing, it's absolutely free. So
Josh, when you say for anyone, like even for us, because I love free
Absolutely.
clothing, so oh.
I like free clothing.
we got some special items just for you there, Joe.
That's beautiful, though.
And you guys know me. I am that crazy person that likes to have the biggest podcast ever because usually podcasts are usually one-on-one. I take it to the next level when I want to have an actual show. And today it's a little bit of that concept that I like having because usually we have about 9 to 8 people on the show. But yeah, I'm gonna give it back to Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda, per year L. You probably know me because I was always in trouble. all the time. I'm still always in trouble. I
You
don't know
must be
why.
from far.
Yeah, I'm from far, all day, every day. Farolita, right here. Yeah.
That's
I'm
far now.
from Ghana though, so it's the
Oh,
same thing.
Okay.
And
in the street.
all the time. I'm an author, poet, and I love to write. That's what I do. I rhyme, and rhyme.
I love that.
Beautiful work.
Yep.
You do a
Thank
lot for the
you.
community too. And you're
Yes.
always pushing a lot of
I
community
love the
events
kids.
as well.
Yes, I love the kids, and especially because they're just a reflection of who I was 25 years. I mean, I'm still her, even though 25 years
Yeah.
ago. But we get in trouble together now, so it's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You experience life together.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dope. It's dope. Isn't
I
it?
love it. Hi, my name is Jennifer Almanza. I am the owner of Tres House of Healing. So I am I have my business is in McAllen. I do tarot readings, so I'm a psychic. I also offer crystals, cleansings, those types of things, but I'm located in McAllen, Texas, and yeah. I'm also an artist. I'm a creative as well.
No,
Yeah.
I used to go visit you. You can heal my chakras, clean my chakras.
Yes. We'll feel the
Maybe
energy.
some
What's
Tibetan bowls or something.
yes. Get the energy flowing.
Jennifer has a special someone in the audience today.
Oh, my boyfriend.
Oh.
oh, hey, boyfriend.
Shout out.
What's up?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to the boyfriend.
Cheers to love.
Cheers to everything today.
Yeah, cheers to everything.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Bring on the next bottle.
I actually have a couple of people who want to come by, and I'm like, yeah, come.
Come by.
Well, cheers again.
Yeah, let's hang out. Salud.
Whose company? Three's a fuckload of fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Where did that go? I don't know.
So I'll try to make mine short. So I am Myra Sanchez. I'm chair of board of directors of RGB Women's Chamber of Commerce, vice president of Somos the Valley. I also do real estate. I do campaigns, and I have my own baking business, Honeysuckle Sweet Southern Goods,
Follow them on Facebook. Check it out.
organic baking. Yep, a better, healthier
Stop
take
it.
on baking.
Yeah.
I need
Well,
more.
I know everybody's had a fantastic year, and I say that with sarcasm because I'm pretty sure everybody had. I'm gonna say a challengeful year. And I think I went over with you a little bit about that. So we're not gonna say a challengeful year. We're gonna say a year full of lectures because nonetheless, even if someone tried to come at you, I want you to know that they did good to you.
Yeah.
Because those coming at you, it wasn't really to harm you. It was really to make you grow. And that's the way I'm gonna portray it.
To you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lesson, and we love lessons because the more we're lectured, the more we grow, and the better we become. Right.
Yeah.
So
I
How
would say like people from the Rio Grande Valley don't like to listen to people though.
fuck, I do.
You do?
Not really.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Not really.
Not really.
You know,
Yeah, I don't
we
think so.
Have the lessons as long as we learn from them, right?
You're either growing or learning.
Exactly. Or
If you
can
tell me,
so
this is gonna be a really fucked up comparison, guys, because I heard it on church one time.
God.
But if you tell me 2 + 2 = 4, I'm gonna tell you no. It's whatever the fuck I want it to be. So
Hey, that's a cheers. That's another cheers.
I mean, that's kind of math though. Like math is math.
and I suck at math. So don't-
The math is math.
it's a one class that I take remedial math for. Remedial
Or
for.
2 + 2. That's why you flunked that.
But so how was your year, Joshua?
I was good. It was an interesting year because the first year that I joined with you all, it was a amazing new take on what I do because I usually do podcasting one-on-one. So being in a group, hearing everybody's point of view was cool. I enjoyed that very much. So
Now I have to
Cheers.
say that cheers again. We're gonna finish
Cheers,
the first.
cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
let's hear the bottle.
I have to say, I get so many complaints. They're like, but why people? Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
You know, we wanna have more opinions. We wanna have more perspectives. And I have to say that to see everybody come on board with a fresh perspective, and usually you're so used to somebody, your friends telling you like, hey, you know what? This is my advice, and it's an alter advice to whatever you want to hear because they're your friends. But everybody comes in as a stranger. 8 weeks later, we leave as friends, and trust me, because you see them unravel and become a whole family over the course of the 8 weeks. And Joshua can tell you, Mara can tell you, at the end of episode number 8, you leave with a family and 7 new friends that you didn't have before. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, well, they share all your stuff too, so it's a good.
Yeah,
good
yeah.
plus.
Last one, I'm hardly on, and the last time I was on, I felt like it was such an empowering podcast when we were talking about, abortion and women's rights, and I feel like I left following other women and like just enjoying the energy of conversation.
I love abortion.
Oh,
He said, "I love abortion." Oh shit. Okay.
I love
Okay.
rights. I love
I
the
love
right
that and you
women's
love.
rights.
It's
I
cool.
think it's
It's
the
whatever.
fact that we get to give each other's perspective, and
Yeah.
whether we agree with it or not, at least we get a
Right.
different take on things. And I respect your view, you respect mine, and everything
For
is okay.
sure.
I love that one show because I think that everybody was leaning to one side, and Lisa was like, "Screw this! I'm gonna express my point of view,
Right.
even though it didn't align with everybody else's." But I
Right.
think it was a great way for her to just stand up for everybody that was watching that wasn't really agreeing with what everybody was stating.
I feel like
Because
that's what this year was.
yeah,
Like, hey, that doesn't align with me. Wait a minute. Like, mm,
Does that have to like do with like woke culture of the whole thing? Is that what we're
I
talking
feel
about?
like
Yeah.
everybody's gonna have an opinion regardless of what.
yeah.
100%, yeah.
100.
Somebody's gonna get offended.
Yeah.
Speak up on it because they're scared of what others, right? How are they going to
Yeah.
view it? What are they going to say? Hey, you have your view, I have mine. I respect yours, you respect mine.
I
That's
think
all
what
they-
you're doing, Joe, is a good social study to allow people to have conversations and we still become friends.
For
Like,
sure.
you're not holding
I-
it. I'm not holding it against you for.
It's a constructive debate.
But it's
It
also
really-
learning. I think you're learning from like different perspectives. And I think Jamilet and I were talking about that before we started the show. And I think like the perspective that you get, because of, the environment that you're in or, the relationship or friendships that you're in, that kind of changes your perspective when you start, like, I don't know, talking to different people that you normally wouldn't kind of see
Sure.
their point of view.
Yeah.
and we live in a world that we won't always agree with each other, but that doesn't mean we're gonna hate each other. That doesn't mean we're not gonna be friends or we can't sit on the same table. It just means that we have to learn how to accept each other's opinion because at the end of the day, you don't have to accept me, but you have to just respect me.
Wait, are you speaking about the valley?
Yeah.
Are we in the same city? Are you sure?
I did. I think I brought this up last time about the.
Cheers.
Oh shit!
So
Behind, what did she say?
What did she say? You hear what she said?
I don't know what she said. She said
Whatever
a bunch
she
of stuff.
she speaks Japanese.
She speaks
Japanese.
She does, right?
She does, yeah. And
Yeah, Korean.
Korean.
Itadakimasu.
Senpai. Senpai.
All I know is the suju,
Senpai.
her drink. Oh,
I love everything. I love everything.
yeah.
So
Cheers and.
I want everybody to just to sum up their year, what they went through, just like sum it up in a sentence.
Mm.
Martha, you want to start with this one?
Sure. I think for me, like, I think it was just like evolving into, a different version of myself and tapping into a lot of different things that I wasn't really accustomed to.
Mm.
And I mean that in like the most humble way with like fashion and fitness, I kind of was able to like explore those two, passions of mine. And for me, I think it's just evolving.
Also running. You did a ton of running, right? I can,
I'm so proud of you, my love. Yeah.
Lifting, whatever, I think it's just something that I started to embrace and actually, bring people along with me too. And so I was able to create, an Instagram page for
Wow.
athletes that, just kind of in the grind of, the running, the lifting, jiu-jitsu, martial arts, I mean, whatever. It's
Okay,
just
I
an
need to
open
follow that.
space.
You need to share it.
It is great. It's this great space for people just to be themselves and like, really truly just, fulfill their passion
Mhm.
and getting to know a lot of the fighters this past time that I went to 5x5 Brewery where they hold like an open mat. And so a lot of fighters were there and I was able to like just kind of get a little history of like, their why. And I really enjoyed that. So, kind of stepping into that world and then also of course collaborating with Yvette. She has been an amazing person in the fashion industry. Yvette Aviles from Backdoor Modern
you
Vintage.
styled a lot of.
She's still, yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes, we have some pieces from her.
Yes,
We have the mob wife right now.
That's real bear.
wifing it tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alter ego names right now.
Yeah.
So,
And if they're
named me
What
the
would
mob
be
wife,
yours?
They named me the mob wife.
the mob wife,
Who would I be in the mob wife?
I feel like I would do a Sharon.
I like you, Cleo. Like yeah, like maybe like Cleo sounds like a good mob.
Leo. Oh, I love it.
Cleo.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it creates a space for you to be who
She
you want
does.
to be.
I have to say,
for a couple of hours,
Yeah.
you just leave out of there. If you haven't gone to a shop, you just leave there inspired. Like, I just want to find my next outfit.
It's
just-
beautiful.
Well, number one, I do want to say that the information for Backdoor Modern Vintage is on the screen because they are sponsors for this show. She styled many of us here today. and so that's why it looks so extra fabulous than usual. And number two, I watched before coming into today's show, our last year's show, which is exactly a year ago on the 30th of last year. Yeah, you did too? And so I watched Martha. Martha was on there as well. And one of Martha's goals last year for the new year was to get out there more often. And boy, have you done that, Martha.
Definitely. I think I like I was mentioning to Jamiles, I was so excited. I just, created that vision board. It was the first time I had ever done that. And so I created just, a space in my vision board of what I wanted to do. And I started circling everything that I started doing throughout the year. And I've just, been really blessed to, tap into the community and help as an ambassador for the McAllen Chamber.
Yes.
And so I think that it just kind of like just fulfills my passion. And so I can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen a tremendous amount of growth within you, professional and personal,
Thank
and I'm so proud of you. And I know that I'm gonna keep on seeing more of you. So
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
I appreciate that.
yes,
Love you.
Tamalis.
Oh yes. So if I could, I don't even know how I could sum it up in one sentence,
Exactly.
but can I do a few sentences? Let's
Yeah.
go with that. Okay. I would say it is a lot like I'm already starting very poetic, right? But that whole allegory of whenever a dog really wants to eat chocolate, and
Oh,
you as the owner, you're like, oh, it's not good for you. You know, what do you keep going at first? The dog is like really obsessed with getting that chocolate. And that's how God sees you whenever you're really trying to go after something that you like, oh, I need to have it, but it's gonna kill you, like figuratively, maybe even literally. And so that's a lesson I learned of like these changes that I felt like life was forcing on me and I was resisting, like, why are we changing, But it's like, well, you said you wanted to grow. Well, that's not going to happen by staying the same. So embracing the shedding of the figurative skin, just new change, new chapters, new wings, if you want to keep going with that analogy. But yes, lots of lessons, transformation, but accepting that the norm has to change for those transformations to happen, to take into place. I know. Any questions? I know, because it was a tough route, but I really think it's just the better version, the best version of me unwrapping, and it's gonna be an easy.
Unraveling.
Yes, I can't wait for you to read my cards.
Yes.
In store.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we need to.
wow.
Yeah.
Thank
That was
you.
very deep.
I didn't
That
even
was-
plan it. Oh,
Yeah, I pulled on my heartstrings there.
Aw.
Good.
I'm glad. Okay, I'm doing something right.
Joshua.
Challenging
you.
as I think as any business. So this is a statistic: 10 to 12 million businesses will close every single year.
Okay.
This is true across the United States. So I help businesses, and it's very disheartening to see businesses close down. They're usually good friends of mine. It's something that's happened, right? They close down, but 10 to 12 million businesses will close every single year. And for me, I've lost clients too. So it's been a tough year. If you're an entrepreneur, you get beat up a lot. You got to still go and do the same things every single day, wake up every single day with a smile on your face and go about your business, right? That's just how it is. But as far as that's challenging, family life, challenging. I mean, that's the growing pains of life. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way.
I love that. I think for me it was for sure learning how to accept things that I needed to just let go. This was the year of just letting go for me. I unknowingly let go of my phone number that I had for 16, 18 years of my life.
Is that the LA number?
No, I ended up with an LA number. But so I had a Valley number that I had for I think it was actually 19 years of my life. So I got it when I was 16. And we transitioned from T-Mobile to Verizon this summer, and Verizon was supposed to pour over the numbers. And when they poured over the numbers, so I had an LA number and I had a Valley number, right? And neither of my numbers came through for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. They just never came through. And I was so obsessed with it. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna let go on my WhatsApp. Like, I'm gonna keep my WhatsApp. Eventually, I was like, okay, Joe, just give it up. Learn how to just make peace with the fact that wasn't for you. But along with that, I did let go of a lot of other dreams that perhaps I felt like I had this, and I'm trying to say this without saying the actual words that I should be using. But at the beginning of the year came in with a big bang where there was an attack made towards possibly me, and it could have affected me in different ways, but instead I want to see it as a growing moment that allowed me to grow and connect with many other individuals out there. And I was obsessed with seeing it as it's an attack, but it really wasn't an attack. It was something that instead of weighing me down, it lifted me up, and it helped me grow, and it did good to me. It didn't harm me at all, because it allowed me to just become that much more stronger. And so I, of course, a part of me was like, no, I had to fight it. I had to make sure that I win this one. But it was never really about winning. It was more than anything about getting ahead and learning the lesson that I had to learn from that experience, which I did, and learning how to just make amends with it and say, you know what, I've done what I had to do here. It's time for me to just take a different route and let this battle that wasn't even my battle be somebody else's battle, which that's really what it staged as. That was my lecture.
Damn.
I love it.
Oh,
You're a bad
Beautiful.
bitch.
Yeah.
He really is a
Bad
bad
bitch.
bitch.
Bad.
Amanda, what about you?
Man, so sometimes you're so like that, like just in the middle of this like overwhelming situation where you feel like not that you're being attacked, just you by yourself. In general, like your art is being attacked in some way, right? And so for me this year was a little bitchy, but it was more so like a process of it all. And that's progress, regardless of how you see it, right? It was more like in the beginning of the year, I remember clearly I was in my room. It was like February. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I've been writing for 17 years and I've worked for so many companies and I've done the ghosting. And you start to fall in a bubble like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Or am I supposed to be doing completely something different? Like, you start to question yourself, right? And then you the like life itself just answers those questions, right? Because right when I'm ready to be like, okay, I'm pulling the plug, I'm not doing anymore, I'm not writing this book that I'm writing right now, which is my daily dosage, I'm going to pull back a bit and I'm going to concentrate on finding something else that might be for me. And then I get a call that kept me writing, right? So it's kind of like the universe works in its strange ways where sometimes it heals you all on its own. It lets you know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Interesting.
And that was an awakening for me a little. It was a very different perspective from a clear email that came through and said, "Oh no, yeah, you're going to continue doing exactly what you've been doing it because it's finally paying off." Right?
It only took 17 years.
It only took 17 years. And so and sometimes I even have these conversations with my kids, right? They're like, oh, and I want to do this, I want to do that. My son right now is addicted to like crypto and all this stuff, right? And he's learning the basics. And I have a good friend of mine back in Brooklyn that's kind of like helping as well. My husband does it or whatever. So it's a game. But I tell him, I'm like, dude, I've been doing this 17 years and I'm finally putting my foot in the door.
Yeah.
So you better sit back, kid. Like enjoy your ride. Enjoy it.
Most people don't have patience.
I know. And I didn't have patience for the longest. This is why I was always in trouble. But now it's more like, just take a chill pill. Like just relax. It'll come to
Enjoy the
you.
ride.
Yeah, it'll come to you.
But I also feel on the opposite side of that is like a lot of people don't think they have a lot of time because this goes through my
Time's a
mind
big
every
one.
single day. Like I could die on the way home and I didn't accomplish so 17 years would it have mattered?
But
So it's always,
you're doing exactly what
Yeah.
you're supposed to accomplish.
Yeah.
Like if I die right now when I go home,
you're good.
like, hey, I already did what I was here to do.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Some people do see it like that, like, oh shit, I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
But in actuality, that's the time that you were gifted,
That's
and you
it.
just got to roll with the punches.
And time passes
I think
fucking
it's
fast.
that like you went through that because it was like, it's a little shakeup in your life, right?
It
Where
was.
sometimes we're so used to like, the daily routines of life, being a mom, being a dad, having your work and I mean everything else with life that you kind of just like fall into that like space of
The routine.
like, just I'm going, and maybe you just I don't know, accidentally ask the universe to show you.
Also self-doubt and
Yeah.
imposter
Show me
syndrome.
what I
I
need
would
to
assume
do.
people have that.
Man, and also, social media screws you up.
Oh my God.
God damn, like
Yeah, you
these
people listening on social media?
like listen, no, it's like
Figure this out.
But we
Yeah,
love you.
Nice.
no, we love social media, right? Obvious. But
Yes.
it screws with your mentality like on a
Definitely.
1,000
You
ways.
only put the good stuff.
No, because
Exactly.
damn, when I go to
Everybody knows
HEB, I look a certain way.
I would say it's,
like
different for women though.
Like it's crazy. Like I had a whole conversation with one of my students at schools, and they were like, well, you know what was going on with her, and she was like, she was being bullied, like real bad, like bullied really bad, and it was because she was so used to sharing all these Snapchat filters, right? On a day-to-day basis, but then when she would go to school, she obviously didn't like the Snapchat filter, so then they were just bullying the crap out of her because hey, there's two different people. And so I feel like that very much tears us apart sometimes. Like, okay, whatever, I have a filter on. Okay, a million people do it. Like, okay, go ahead. You know, mind your business, do your business. Let you be happy for like the 5 minutes. You know, so I feel like social media does.
Yeah.
It
It's
does.
it's kind of like it's a little bully, you know, at times.
I would assume it's harder for women too, because I mean, guys, I don't think they give a shit.
Yeah, for sure for us women.
It's
I think
difficult for
there's
women.
that, a bit like that, especially for women.
Cheers to that.
You already out?
Yeah,
Fun.
more kind
Yeah.
and whatnot, right? It's
And
like,
you want to just live for a minute.
and you just
Right.
right. So once
Like,
you're
let
out
me
of that
be
box,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
for 5
let me
minutes.
just do my thing.
Yeah. So I think that they portray this life, right, family thing, and other people see it differently. But it's like, hey, I'd rather live my reality.
it's just
right?
all
It's not-
screwed
It's
up.
not it. It's like Josh says, they're not gonna post the bad stuff. They're only gonna post the good stuff.
Yeah.
Should never base anything off of social media.
Nothing.
sure.
I sometimes
No.
really want to just go take a picture of my pee in the damn toilet bowl. Like, yo, this is what's happening right now. No filter. No
time.
filter.
I have diarrhea, by the way. Look at it.
Filter.
I
Like,
would probably buy that on
my
OnlyFans.
raspas right there, homeboy. My raspas, my corn, all about. It's just like it's
Authentic Mexican corn.
authentic. 100%.
And you see the red? I had some hot Cheetos too.
It's crypto business. Yeah. But yes, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we women that are always working or always being a mom 24/7, a wife 24/7, everything you got going on, period. Regardless,
Yeah.
a spouse in general, right? It does like, man, let us live for 2 minutes.
For real.
You know, let
Yeah,
us-
social media is an escape. I feel it should be an escape.
It is an escape.
Like,
for
I
us.
just scroll a shitload of people online, so it's,
And you get to just be whoever you want to be on social media. You don't have to. I know he's amazing at doing that. He just kind of like he likes to push
engaging.
people. Yeah,
I push-
he loves to engage and push buttons, which is great.
First thing in the morning when I'm on the toilet, it's like,
Next time, take a
Since I'm struggling, you're gonna struggle too.
picture, right? Just
they're thought provoking questions.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
She actually is the one that was like, she's like, you should reach out to this guy Josh Morales. He's on Facebook, and I'm like, let me go look at him. And I had tried reaching out to previously for the first season, but I think something happened. I didn't check back because he had replied, and so luckily he said, yeah, I'll go ahead and do this podcast, which I'm grateful you did.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Cheers
you.
to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Cheers.
Hey, man.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Guys, I'm so sorry. Like,
Can someone get Jennifer more wine?
Bring her the bottle.
I need more wine. The bottle. Yeah, definitely.
We need one more.
But I love that you
Our
bring
bottle
up the
girls.
difference between men and women on social media because it's so important. I feel like women, especially women who are getting older,
Thank you. Right
yes,
here.
getting older, like
Older.
we're also battling
Older and
like,
bolder.
we're also battling capitalism, Botox, cosmetic surgery, all of the things. And every day I'm like,
Should
God,
I?
I
Should
really
I?
no,
Should
I
I?
really do not want to do that. I want to die with my boobs, like my natural boobs, my wrinkles. Like I want to die with that. But it sucks because so many women are pulled into that energy of like Botox, cosmetic surgery. There used to be a time when we only had like one or two lotions to cleanse the or products to cleanse.
God,
Now
like
it's like
1,000
everywhere. It's like Kim
lotions.
Kardashian.
It's
all
so
the products,
many. It's
Sephora,
complicated as
and
shit.
we're buying like so many products.
And messing up our face.
Yeah, so they're fucking with us, guys.
Yes.
So women specifically, but men are getting into that too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Botox and all that stuff.
Yeah, so,
Botox.
That's kind of
So-
cute, bro.
On your testicles?
yeah. So
Like it's nice and shiny.
Yep.
Wait, on your testicles.
Yeah. So there's Scrotox.
What?
Scrotox. It
Gives
goes
a
right in
youthful
testicles.
appearance.
Yeah.
An explanation.
And so basically it
What?
kind of
Today
gives them a different shape and it makes them look fuller
Stop.
and not saggy.
on the
We never
balls, like-
stop growing or learning. You did
So Botox on the balls.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Scrotox.
Cheers.
What? This is real.
Cheers to Scrotox.
Oh, it is real.
Yeah, got it done
Oh,
last
it's
week.
real.
The Botox on the balls.
What do you mean, Joshua?
It's Crotox.
So
If you had to describe it in 4 words,
it's in your scrotum.
only 4 words.
Botox. Yeah. Yes.
That smooths out the wrinkles.
Yes.
balls.
Wouldn't that be four
And
talk?
Hey, 4 words. Botox on the balls.
on the ball. There you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
I say don't hang low, but
Oh,
do not
I
hang
like
low.
it. I
Do
like
not
it.
hang low.
That's great.
wait, I didn't know that this is real.
It's real. It's
I did
real.
not know it was real either.
It came out on GQ. How do you never? Can someone? We're gonna get you Joshua a GQ subscription for the year 2025.
Yeah.
It's real.
This is
But how does it
crazy.
affect you?
It doesn't affect you. It affects you positively.
Aesthetics only.
You know, yeah, sometimes women doesn't want to see just testicles. They're flapping and hanging.
Like the flapjacks.
instead- yeah.
Flapjacks. It's the same thing. They
So
got like
instead, they're gonna be
rejuvenation situation here.
Rejuvenate.
Rejuvenation.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. They figured it out already.
So
There's like there's so many
I'm
cosmetic
so,
treatments
like,
that you can
wow.
get, like nowadays. So like nothing is too crazy.
no.
I feel you what it is for me with like I remember one time they asked me like, hey, this was when I was 269 pounds too, right? They tell me, well, you're cute from your face, but you need work. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, okay, cute, right? Cute that I need work, but like where?
Said that.
You don't want to know.
Put him on blast, right?
And so then
Yeah,
I was
on
like,
blast.
okay, cool. Like what, you have to do a breast augmentation. I'm like, I feel like, no, like I would feel weird walking every day. No offense to people that do have it because they look amazing on some women. I'm gonna keep it real with you. But on me, it's not for me. Like mentally, it'll screw me up. Like, what do I have in there? Like, wait, what is that?
But also,
I
I feel
can't
like
do it.
like
I
everyone
can't
has
do
body
it.
dysmorphia. Even if like you achieve your body goals, like
Everybody
it
does.
doesn't matter. You have
They
your
always say that
Do you have body dysmorphia?
It's like
Yeah,
a little lower.
Really?
down.
My
100%.
goodness.
It's trying to sound like I'm pretty by
Exactly. Always.
You can buy your hair, it won't grow.
Yeah. It's just owning yourself.
weird
I
with
think
something
if you
that's
just
not mine
want to
in
do
there.
you,
Yeah, that's how I
do
feel
what you
about
want to
it.
do to make you
Like,
happy.
yeah.
I know. So there's also injections that go onto your penis and it makes it bigger and larger. On
I don't know.
This is where I'm at.
But Mr. T's a sponsor. Mr. T's
Wait, what happened with the big dick over there? What happened?
funny.
What did she say?
We,
3
we
pearls.
we have a
Oh, you know you went to jail, girl.
wow.
She said the pearls. She was to the
Here's to the pearl.
she was to the pearls.
get that girl a mic, man.
I know.
Oh, you know what?
Because we all love a pearl necklace, you know.
Keep it pretty.
I love it.
That's cute though. I want
So,
that story
so
later, though.
wait, were we done with question number
No,
two?
no, we got.
Oh, we got two more. So sum up your year
Some for a year.
Ooh, okay.
in a sentence of 2 or 5.
So I feel like I was in survival mode for a very long time, and
Oh, me too.
yeah, and I feel like this year was like where everything was good. I felt financially stable. My business was doing well. I had gained the followers. I had cheers. Yes.
Hashtag winning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Winning.
Yeah.
But I remember calling in love. Do you remember at our New Year's
I got.
I was under the table?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were talking about how if you go under the table, you'll get love or whatever, right?
So we're gonna go into that right now.
Right. So that was like my New Year's thing last year. What happened this year was that my health like just fucked me up, and I was having issues with like arthritis and like autoimmune issues, and I had to open up to my family that I needed help, that I needed support, and that was the first way that I received love this year. But learning how to open up was my biggest thing because I'm such a control freak and I'm such a perfectionist and I'm such a like I don't want anyone to know X, Y, and Z. And this year was like
You accepted it this year.
you cannot receive love if you do not open up. And I still struggle with it. Okay.
I think everybody does. I think asking for help is that easy.
I think
No, it's not.
trying to reach vulnerability, because I talk about vulnerability all the time during tarot sessions, because the biggest questions, I have like about 90% of my clients are women. Some of the men who come in also ask the same question. So the most asked question is, am I with the right person? Well, when I find my love, everything around love. So I think about, you have to be vulnerable. You have to
Should I cheat on my husband or wife? You know.
I give them advice. And then I was here sitting like halfway through the year going like, oh shit, like I really don't do that for myself. So I had to like walk walk the talk. Like I
And
had to like,
accept it.
yeah,
I
and I
think
had to
we
like
said
try
that
to
the
like
last podcast,
yeah.
right? You said something about acceptance.
accepting, being vulnerable, learning to let people see the sides of you don't really show everyone, which is what makes us holy, right? Is that we are accepting the darker sides, what we perceive as the weaker sides, which are also our strengths, right? So yeah, I feel like that was what came up for me this year. No, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful because I had already had so many deaths and rebirths, and it was like, okay, baby, like now that we're here, are we gonna let it in? Because you can pray for love and support.
Oh yeah, always let it in. Always.
It and not be ready to accept it. So it's like allowing first family and friends and new people come into your life. It's bravery. It's what it is.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It is.
Myra.
Congrats.
A lot of what everybody said. For me, it was, I think I can relate a lot with Josh with growing pains. I call it a growing pain. I feel like this year I did have a lot of losses, right? Family losses. My dad, my aunt, major important people that I think now I'm starting to understand life lessons they would teach me before. Now that they're not here, and I'm like, now I understand it. And I'm like, I guess this is what you consider a growing pain,
Yeah.
a life growing pain. But because I do feel like I matured, maybe through a hard trial, maybe through hell, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like I grew from it. I feel like I matured. I see things differently. I'm just trying to go out there, own it, do what I have to do.
Yeah.
The time that we have, it makes you think about you don't know when you're going to leave.
No.
So it's not about the time. You can ask to be here 80 years. You can ask God, you know what, let me live 80 years with my children. What if you live 80 years and God's going to say, hey, what did you do in 80 years? Well, I don't know. I was living in fear that I was going to die.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you lived in fear 80 years and I let you live 80 years.
And you
Or
weren't
what if
living.
I give you 10, 15, 20 and you live it up and you leave them something solid? I would rather do that.
Yeah.
Well,
It made
I'm
me
with
see
you.
things in a very different perspective now that I
Yeah.
don't have my dad.
Yeah.
But it's, it helps
Right.
grow.
When I lost my dad, it was the same for me. I lost him at 21, and he was like I would tell him all the chismes, my jefito, right? And it was like this emptiness. Like I would go and I would sit there and I would try to like, why can't I just hug him? Like dig him out, hug him, hold him. It's okay. Even though I sounded crazy, but to me it was okay because it was my dad, right? And so
Yeah.
I feel too like you lose a huge part, but you gain the part that he gifted you
Yes,
at
you
the
do.
same time. And
But
so
you don't
that
see
was
it until
yeah,
that
until he's
unfortunate
gone.
situation, right? But that's how you see it. So it just
And
made
it
me
sucks.
see things so differently this year.
Why do people take so long to implement those lessons that are taught by our elders?
Because I think we always just see it like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think when he would tell me, right, he spoke more Spanish, right? So he would tell me and I'd be like, I see puppy, I see. Okay, yeah, okay,
Everyone-
love you, dad. Talk to you later. Oh yeah, I'm gonna listen to it later. And I think now that he's gone, I'm like, oh my gosh, now I understand. And I wish you could be here to tell you I understand now.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just the way it works, right? Sometimes I'm gonna take something from you, right? But you're gonna learn from it. Wow.
it's such a
I feel
Seems like
too.
a
I feel
positive
like
effect.
you're
It is,
hanging
right?
on. You're
It is.
hanging on to not wanting to be attentive to that. Like you don't want to pay attention to he's leaving because he told me like every damn day because he was in dialysis 15 years, right?
Yeah.
When I came back from Brooklyn, he I remember he called me and he was like, "Hey, ya, recógete." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Ya vente para atrás para el valle. Ya fue mucho pedo contigo." And I'd be like, "Daddy, my life is in New York now. Like I'm in Brooklyn. Like I live here. I don't know if you remember that. Like I moved here." And he was like, "Me vale madre. Vente para atrás," you know? And I would be like, "Okay, jefito, like what's wrong?" And he would be like, "Ya me estoy yendo y tú estás allá. Tengo que te vengas para atrás." So there I was, and I told my husband, it was like, "Look, I'm pregnant. I'm going home. My dad's sick."
Mhm.
I feel like you're not attentive to those call, like you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear you don't want to hear they're leaving. This is your whole life, right? And so I don't want to hear that you're going. Like, no. And I would tell him, okay. He's like, oh, I'm already leaving. I'm gonna die. Dad, I'm gonna die too. I just don't know when. Stop it. Like, stop telling me that you're gonna die because I'm dying too. We just don't know when it's going to actually happen. So stop telling me you're dying. I'm dying too. And you don't want to accept the fact, even though it's the only guarantee we have in this life is death, you don't want to accept that it's happening.
Yeah. I also feel like a lot of people have their own truths. Like it doesn't matter what's true. Like you have your own truth about that certain thing. So you are incapable of understanding the other perspective. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you're kind
It
of
goes
stuck
back
in your own little
to-
bubble.
It goes back to
Right.
that. Like
Yeah.
the perspective that we have is based out of like, where we're surrounding ourselves in, right? So if we're surrounding ourselves with the same thing over and over, you're really not going to step out and look at things in a different way until something drastic happens. And unfortunately,
It's
some
at that moment. when you
yeah, I
realize it.
think maybe even after, right? Because you're
And
trying to think like, why did it happen? Instead of like, wait, like this stuff is actually happening for a reason and purpose. Always, sometimes I want to see it that way.
We have a spiritual experience and then we have the 3D experience. And in the 3D experience, we are on the fucking go. So when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you think about? All the shit you have to do.
hell yeah.
All the fucking stress that you have. You go onto your social media, you look at these things. That is the 3D experience, but it's also we're fed off of capitalism, making money, surviving, our health, our wealth, all of the things. So it pulls us out of our spirituality. So we have to cultivate those moments on a daily where it's like, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to slow the fuck down. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to go for my runs. I'm going to do my workouts. I'm going to do the bird watching. I'm going to sit with my kids a little longer today. You know what? I'm going to feel love today. I'm going to look at the fucking sky today. You have to cultivate those moments because it will bring you back to spirituality, which then in turn connects you to God, connects you to your loved ones, connects you to what really matters in this moment.
Well, that's where
giving
time
present
travel
moment.
comes from, because when you have anxiety about what you're thinking about,
Yeah.
thinking about the future.
Goddamn,
Mhm.
anxiety is a real
Yeah.
piece of
That's
shit.
just real. It's real. I had never experienced that when I became 42. I experienced it for the first time.
Anxiety.
I
So-
suffered
Oh,
that. Let me
shit.
tell you,
Me
it's
too.
the worst bitch to talk to.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the fact that you're minding your business at 3 a.m., asleep as hell in your bed, and then you wake up with your heart at 160.
Yeah.
And you're trying to figure out, am I dying? Is this a heart attack? Like, what the hell just happened? You know? And then all you go to the hospital, they tell you, oh, give her a Xanax. She's having a panic attack. I said, bitch, I do not want no goddamn Xanax. I'd rather go green on that. Like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Mm.
they're, I know I get it that they're doing their job and doing whatever, but so many people in an ER will be cold as hell, like fin cold, and they'll tell you like, oh, it's just a panic attack, and to them it's just medicate her, like it
Yep.
should be fine.
Yeah.
And then your reality is, what the hell is a panic attack? Like, why did it happen? Where did it come from? And I don't want to see her anymore. So how do I make her go away? I had that battle for 2 years, and it
Yeah.
was a struggle as to why I'm an avid birder now, right? Like I have 8
You need
parrots that I
coping
own.
mechanisms in life.
Let me ask you, do you feel like it improved when you started sharing that with people?
Yes.
Yes, because I felt the same way. I felt like when at first I was like, I think I have like a little depression. And then I was like, oh shit, I feel like really depressed. And yeah, but then when I started sharing that with people, and we go back to vulnerability, then it was like, oh shit, I feel calmer because I know I can call someone. I know I can talk to someone. I know that someone's there. They're understanding. They're seeing my story. You know what I mean?
But you know why you feel better though is because you're getting it
Going to the
out.
same
I'm
exact
getting it
place.
out.
That feeling
Speaking
that
it,
stays in you,
Listen,
you have to get it out some way.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not meant to
know.
hold.
I don't know if you all know Sean Elliott Russell. He's an author as well, a dope ass author. I love that guy. He's my G. But I will call him. I'll be like, yo, it's happening right now. Cause he also has his battles with anxiety, right? And I would call him. I'll be like, bro, it just happened. Like, what do I do? I swear to you, I annoyed him so bad. Shout outs to my G, Sean. I love you. But like literally, it was just me trying to figure out like, am I going crazy? Like, what the hell is this? This is how you end up in a psycho place. Like,
Yep.
these little white walls, this is how it comes from. Because what else? Like, how did this happen? I would literally be minding my business, and it was just, oh,
Your
your
brain-
heart rate is at 140 right now, girl.
Yeah.
And then, oh, you're gonna die. It's a heart attack, or and then you think because your heart's going like, and you're just like, yo, what the hell is
I
happening?
stopped wearing my watch for some time now. I don't wear it as often because it'll tell me like 128 or like 168. And I'm
Yes.
like, what the heck,
Don't
really?
wear it.
But I've had anxiety like my entire life.
To me.
I'm prescribed like by I think it's like 2 milligrams of Xanax daily that I need to take because I'm not functional, guys. If I'm not on it, I'm not okay. I have really bad OCD, and it's like if you see me off my meds, you're gonna think he's on something because I'm not normal. But I mean,
What is normal?
What is normal,
Well,
right?
none of us are normal, but
being
you need to
normal
come
is
bird watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to. I know. Like last year, you told me.
Do you,
Yes.
do you think Joe has the attention span to birdwatch? Do you
Everybody
think
needs
Joe has the Definitely not.
everybody needs to break.
I can meditate.
No. Over.
No, wait.
So like I think someone here mentioned it, right? Like just slow down.
Slow down.
But what is that?
Well, that's the thing because look, I was telling my cousin like,
How do you do that?
You live in the moment.
Yeah, you live.
If you don't slow down, life will slow down for you. Like,
oh yeah, it'll teach you.
slow you down.
Yep.
That's why it happened. Yes.
I was having this talk with my cousins this past weekend, and so we were sitting at a table, and I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I told them, "Are you guys aware that there's gonna come a time where it's gonna be the last time we're gonna see each other, and we're not even gonna realize it?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Why are you such a Debbie Downer?" And I said, "I'm not. I'm being just realistic because
Yeah.
think about it this way.
That's
When was the last time we were all together like this? I mean, my sister lives in Germany. She was here for the weekend. She's still here right now. And so the other one lives like she was at the Bronzeville for some time. And so we have three cousins that they never really come around, right? There was a time that we all came around, but at some point there was a last time when we all last spoke to each other and we last at one another. But that doesn't happen with all of us. There was a last time I was last with my dad and he was okay and he was still functional before he went onto hospice. And it happens to everybody, even with your friends.
Yeah.
There's so many friends of you that you are no longer right now here present, alive, and breathing. But there was one last time that they were with you and you didn't realize it was gonna be the last time you saw them.
It's crazy.
So
And it goes back to
Earlier, you had mentioned your dad. So my dad was on dialysis as well, but it wasn't something expected. It was just a medical negligence, and so it just happened from one day to the next. We were not expecting it, so that's just kind of like a, oh my god,
Like,
I'm
oh
not.
shit, it
And
happened.
I'm not gonna lie, it does make you think like, if I only would have known. If I
oh my God, yes.
I
Yeah.
had pictures and I would look at it, I'm like, if I only would have known that he was gonna leave a month from then, I think I would have. But you don't get that.
You know what?
So it makes you value things and everybody else after that, like
Before
after that
he
loss,
died,
you know.
Yeah.
that's exactly what my dad did. Like
Yeah.
right before he died, we didn't even know he had been diagnosed with like something else heart related, right? So then it was right during COVID. So when we get the paperwork like months after he had passed, we find out he signed himself into a hospice. And then he calls me one day in the hospice and he's like, I need you to come get me. I said, Daddy, are you okay? Because he told us it was rehab, right? So I go get him and oh my God, it was horrible. They hadn't bathed him in 3 days.
Damn.
They hadn't bathed him in 3 freaking days. I was like livid. And so he goes, no, just take me home already. And then he kept telling me and my sister, hey, I need you and your sister. I don't care about COVID or anything. You need to be at the house every single day. Bring my grandkids every single day. Man, if he had told me he was already in his last days, girl, I would have done things so differently
Yep.
because I spoiled the man. Like my mother would tell me, yeah, lo estás palpachando mucho, no es bebito. Anything he wanted, he got it. My dad, like that was what I did when I came back from Brooklyn. Was anything the man wanted, he got it. And so why didn't he tell me? So I was mad when he did go. I was like, yo, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me you had days? I would have made shit. I don't give a damn about COVID.
Would
I
you
would
have
have,
done that to your kids though? Would you have told your kids that you have a few days left?
you see, I don't like your questions. Moving on.
I don't think I would.
That's Joshua for you. He likes to make you to make you think.
These things, like, I'm not gonna lie, I've thought I have one son, right, Jeremiah, and I've thought of it a million times, and I'm like, if it ever comes a day that something like that, or they tell me, hey, something terminal, whatever, I don't want to go and get in machines. I don't want to go. I've dealt with other family members, right? And it's just like, I'd rather go to a farmhouse, live my last days good with him, and that's it. And hopefully I pass in sleeping, right? Whatever. But I don't want to go through this struggle because I've seen it where, well, let me try a little longer. Let me do chemo. Let me do this, where there's nothing wrong with it. Maybe I haven't been in that situation. Maybe I don't know. I'll think different. But I think you're going to go through all that. You're still going to end up even worse. And your kids see you and it's like, you know what, let's just go to the farm.
It's
I don't
a
know,
battle.
go buy
But you can't leave them with those questions. 'Cause I guarantee you, like, I mean, we were at a point with my dad where we were like, it was Hurricane Katrina at the time, right? And when he passed away,
Damn, Hurricane Katrina.
I don't think.
it was a hurricane. It was a hurricane in Houston. There was like the flood in Houston, so we couldn't take him to Houston to It was a Katrina.
Ike.
It was a hurricane. It was a hurricane in 2017. They have flooded Houston, and we couldn't take it to Houston to see the medical trial that he was supposed to go into, right? So and so when he passed away, I remember thinking like, there's a song in Amor Eterno that says, "Sé que pude haber hecho más por ti," and those lyrics grill me until today because I feel like I know I could have done a little more for him, and I didn't.
It's like she's saying, if I only would have known. I asked myself, that's three. We always ask, like, if I only would have. Yeah, but if you would have, really, would you have?
I really think I would
Like,
have.
and even
I
if
honestly
we
think
would
too, I would have
been
gone
enough.
fishing, you know?
I don't
every
Yeah.
think it
day.
would have been enough.
We
I
would have
think I
been
still would
fishing
have
for
said I
sure
would've done
every
more.
day.
Like, I don't think enough for me, even if I would have gone across, I would want him here. But you know what? That's a lot of things that my dad would say too. Like, hey, sometimes when I would be having my things, whatever, I'd sit and talk with him and he would let me talk. And he's like, okay, did you get it out? I'm like, yeah. He's like, so let's just look at it this way. That little issue you're having or that problem you're having, look at the sky right now. Look at the universe. He was very like that, but he was like, look at the universe. Look how beautiful it is, the stars. You are this tiny little speck in this whole big universe, and you're letting that little thing get to you,
Damn, that's deep.
right?
Yeah.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
on another deep level, on a more positive
Yeah,
notes,
that's
out of
love.
8
So he
billion
was like,
people in the world,
you know?
I'm sorry.
We're here.
Beautiful.
We're
I love
here.
that. I
Wait,
love
tell
that.
Out of 8 billion people in the world, we're all hanging out with each other. Like,
Yeah.
we could be anywhere else.
We're
And
crossing.
you know,
Or here.
Here.
when he was
Here.
leaving, he told me that morning, he's like, hey, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, stop it with your yeah, right? And my mom called the ambulance and he looked at me and he tells me, and I have it tatted because I had to tattoo because I love tattoos and because it was the last clear message that I know I did everything I could and more for him, right? And so he looked at me, he tells me, tell them to leave. I need to go to sleep. And I knew what that meant. Like that shit screwed me till today. It fucks with me. I'm not gonna lie, but it was that clear, vivid message that he told me, looked into my eyes and said, "Tell them to leave. That's it. Like I need to sleep." That was it. That was the only thing, honestly, that till today helps me because that told me I need this rest. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm done with this shit. I've already lived my life, and I'm done. I'm just done. And it was so clear that he was ready to go home because we're not even home yet. This is not home. Our little house right now, that's not home.
Fact.
We're not home. I'm gonna be home when I'm with my dad. Cheers to
agree with
that.
you.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers. I don't have any more wine, but
Yeah, cheers.
Fine.
Cheers,
Cheers
cheers,
to
cheers.
that.
Cheers, baby.
cheers
So-
to that.
And so yeah, it was that moment.
It's very fruity.
What's
I'll have
fruity?
some
I'm
fruity stuff.
What's that?
Can I get something
I
fruity?
want to say maybe peachy.
Oh, but what is it? Like a Moscato type?
I don't know. They just kind
It's
of
good.
I thought it was gonna be red wine. But it could
Well,
be Moscato for sure.
Before we move on to the next part of the show, I do wanna, and we get into the traditions and the culture part of it.
Oh, we haven't even gotten into traditions yet?
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
I do wanna go ahead and oh,
There's a glass.
I feel like
they don't want my glass. 'Cause-
already.
But I already went on.
So
Yeah.
or can we talk about traditions really quick? I think we're on time. We're still on time to talk about traditions. So
Yes.
the next question is, what are you accustomed to do? How do you celebrate the New Year's with your family, with your loved ones, or with your spouse, with your lover, Sancho, Sancha, whatever? We don't discriminate. Yeah, you know, if you're in a trouble, kudos to that.
That's fake.
Whatever floats your boat, sister wives, you do you. But what kind of traditions do you have that you celebrate at home, whether to bring prosperity, money, health, love, sex, romance, power, all that fun stuff that we want in the new year, that you want to make sure that you surround yourself? There's different things that we bring, that we do, rituals you may call them. In some cases they're considered witchcraft. They're not witchcraft. Jennifer, my sister. It's just things that we, yeah, she thinks that my mom cutting lemons is witchcraft, and it's like, it's not. Get over it.
Recent event.
Yeah, and I'm like, stop, it's not witchcraft. I know witchcraft. We do it.
Girl.
We do it at home in the backyard.
I like that
we
chicken
do.
heads right there.
I think for me, I just like wearing something new.
Something new.
Love to wear something new, something cute. I just think like, bringing in the new year with like a fresh new outfit. To me, I just think it's like,
Yes.
you're restarting your year looking great.
Martha, so what does that signify? Like wearing something new attracts like new possibilities, or
I think so. I think for me, I don't.
in the New Year's Eve show that we had, you said that getting yourself under the table gets you married.
I didn't do that.
Jennifer did
But
that.
I'm there.
I think
But
you.
I didn't have grapes. You're supposed to have grapes. 12 grapes. But
I
yeah,
think
you're
you're
grapes
right.
or 12 grapes.
Yeah,
I
I have
don't
all
think I
12
did
grapes.
that.
No, you
Under the table.
that's the advice, but she did it.
I heard it from a friend.
I
I didn't personally do
No,
that.
she did it. She did it.
The grapes. I did the grape.
It's a
Yeah,
12
I did the
grapes. 12
grapes. I
grapes.
went under the table.
We should have gotten some grapes here.
Oh yes.
Someone mentioned something about the underwear.
Oh, underwear.
Also,
Yeah.
what you're doing at midnight is what you'll be doing the whole year.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I've heard that too. Like,
No wonder this year got went away with.
Yellow.
What is yellow and amber color? I don't know.
I wore a
Yellow-
green
yellow
outfit last
I-
year.
yeah,
I think again, I went out and I bought something cute and I felt great. And for me, the color green stands for a lot of things. And it's
Yeah.
my favorite color.
Money, baby.
Life.
Money.
It's my favorite color, but I feel like it's life.
wow, I'm talking about
Yeah.
plants and everybody's talking about money. I'm just a plant bitch. Like, I just love plants. I'm like the plant.
You mean weed, right? Not like plants.
Yeah, all kinds of plants.
You like
Yeah, all kinds of plants. Herbal, all kinds of plants.
Yeah. As long as it's botanical, she's into it.
Plants.
Because it gives you the
Like, I always tell
oxygen
people,
you
like,
need.
look, if I smell
Plants are
your
good.
plant, I'm
I have
sorry.
a lot of plants.
Like,
in
I
my
go
house.
and I'll be like, hey, can I get a cut of that? Like, I can grow it. It's cute. I love plants.
She likes growing plants. I love
I
it.
just love growing plants.
Chamalis, anything that you grew up doing or that you
Well, I think the underwears were a big part of it, and some would even say, because there was yellow. Traditionally, everyone, you may disagree with this. So yellow for money if you wanted to attract it. Red for love, but if you wanted both, you could wear them at the same time. So people
Oh.
are wearing 3 pairs of underwear.
The fuck?
And the more the merrier. If you can walk in there, if you're comfortable with that wedgie, I mean, go for it.
What about if you don't wear no underwear?
That's I don't know.
You get nothing.
Oh,
No
shit.
future. No future.
A whole lot of my goddamn life.
You're just attracting prosperity all around.
Yes, I think.
There it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree.
Well, you're attracting
future.
the bare
Nothing.
truth.
There's
Your
your-
bare self, becoming your most authentic self. That's how I see it. It's not.
I love this.
I know.
Let's look at the glass half full.
I know.
yeah.
Be you. Be original.
We have to wear one with little bears on it.
Kinda, yeah.
He's like, I told him my attention span.
Oh, that's cute. I love
I
Care Bear.
I love Care Bear.
So
I love
okay, I've never really worn the color underwear before.
These guys have never worn underwear. I'm like, what?
I did do it for I did that for 2 years and I ended up getting a little bit rosado.
It's that wedgie I talked about.
That's right.
Yeah.
So they have Scotox.
Yeah. Well, at the time we lived in California. In California, you only walk to places because you don't want to go over your parking space because if you really go over it,
New York
it's gonna
City
be a
too.
bitch to get it back.
Yeah.
So you walk places and whatnot. So what about you? Anything you did in particular?
Talking about like traditions
Yeah.
that you do every year. I would say a vision board. I'm
I like
super
that.
adamant on vision boards because I get to see it. Like I was unofficially diagnosed with dyslexia. I was talking to you earlier about
Yeah.
that, right?
You did say that.
And so I can't read because the words get jumbled. But I'm very auditory.
So right now-
very visual.
is it valid?
We talked about it. I see it commented.
Voting?
Something like that. That's my drinking. I can't see the damn words.
The drinking helps put it in order.
Red eyes over here.
It does, yeah.
But vision boards allow me to see like my goals for the year, so I get to check them off. And I've noticed that my vision board is delayed by a year. So
Okay.
everything I have a year before happens like 2 years after, whatever it is.
But you make it happen. That's what
Yeah,
matters.
it's interesting. I've noticed
That
that.
is interesting
It's
because
weird.
I too just started doing the vision board this year, and I
People
was,
think it's bullshit, but I
No,
guarantee you, like
it's
if you can
amazing.
see it
For me,
visually
it's an amazing
every day,
experience.
You make it happen.
Yes,
You make it
and
happen.
just looking at it, like I had mentioned, you kind of just circle the things that like are happening or it already happened, but then you start to like really kind of just like see more in debt as far as like, wow, like I've accomplished so much.
I don't even think you have to see it every day. It's just there, and you see it in passing, like subconsciously, and it stays in your
It
head.
reminds you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, I kind of have that in my mind with my words because I'll start speaking like it's already happening and it happens. Like I'll be like, oh, I want to hear the song, I want to hear the song, and he can attest to it because and then I don't know where the song will fucking play, and you're like, what the heck? Like, and it wasn't even supposed to play because I mean
I hate when that happens.
last time I was like, oh, I really want to hear that song by My Chemical Romance, and it just comes out, dude.
It's manifesting it.
You're
You're attracting
wrong.
it, right? You have to.
And I started saying shit like that, and then next thing is like, oh wow, it happened to Joe.
Like you're putting
I
it
know.
into action, right? Like every thought is an action. And so, I mean, I think you're just putting it out there. And when you do good, right, good comes back. And I think that's one of the things
I did hear that
I'm
this
learning about that too.
this year is the year of the karma. So whatever you've been tossing into that jar,
Watch it.
Jar.
All
It's like
good
a
karma.
it's kind. So every time you do something good, you put into the jar.
Gosh, I told you this.
You told me the story.
This came from, well, I guess side little note. My friend who studied about in India, I met Dalai Lama. We were just hanging out one time, brainstorming, and I'm like, oh, so
you hung out with Dalai Lama.
oh no, well, he hung out with the Dalai Lama, yes. Which I again did not know this until I spoke to him, but it's kind of a little bit like Shamu. Like there's like a replacement, and then another one comes in, but they're all called Dalai Lama, right? I understood it right?
I was sure.
Okay, yeah.
You're the expert here.
Fact, like for sure.
Sounds believable.
Going on 8 years, but he explained to me that's what karma is.
Explain that that's what it is.
There's multiple
Taylor
times.
says it differently though. Karma's
Yes,
What?
Karma's a cat.
it's kind of like the Pussycat Dolls
There you go.
or the Rockettes, you know?
Chicago.
Yeah,
Wait,
like they just
what?
like they keep the same name, but they replace it. So like there's been Shamu 1, Shamu 2.
Damn, like the. Okay.
Chucky.
Oh, I'm sorry to break this to you, honey.
I was like, damn, he's old.
Smart,
So,
man.
Joe, what do you think karma is?
So
Because I have a thought on karma. I want to know what you.
I think karma is
Yeah.
what you create yourself. You know,
Yeah.
you basically what you give into the world is what you're gonna get back
Yep.
from the world.
Yep.
Right.
And so I think that's why I get that question, you know, myself, like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? I don't think I'm a bad person. I trust me, I go out of my way to do good for others. And not even because I was watching it, because I would never even put that on camera. Or, you know, I wouldn't brag about that. But at the end of the day, it was like, and it's like, no. It's not happening to you because it's having a negative impact on you. It's a lesson you need to learn. It's not with you. It's not to you. It's not coming at you. What is really happening is my microphone dying. Oh, what's really happening is just you know, your future is aligning. Your destiny is like coming. Your destiny is coming through the way it's supposed to be for you. So, you know, this whole ordeal that was happening to you, it's not your battle to be fighting. It's people you need to get rid of in your life that weren't supposed to be in your life because it was supposed to happen to them, not to you. So the battle wasn't really my battle; it was their battle. And so I think that really that's a way I can resonate with it, with karma overall.
Yeah.
So removing myself from places that I shouldn't have been in, cities I shouldn't have been.
Recognizing
Yeah.
the cycle. Yeah, that's what I tell people during tarot sessions when they're like, but I love him. And I'm like, do you want to stay in the cycle? Because it's actually like karma is a product of our desire, right? I desire this. This is the outcome. So if we have control over our desires, then we can maneuver without that negative aspect of karma, or we can end cycles that aren't healthy for us. So it's just understanding your desires. Like, what is the outcome of this if I pursue?
What if somebody tells you, but he's my life?
Oh, I get it all the time. I said, that's fine. You can stay in there. This is just going to be a cycle you're going to repeat, you know? And usually that's what it is. Unless the other person's
Yes.
getting,
It's self
you know, therapy or self-awareness, accountability, all of those things, then it will be a repeated cycle.
I had
I
a
love-
friend tell me once, and he was like, well, you know, he was going through like a real bad divorce. Like it was real bad. The divorce was really harsh.
Yeah.
And she was trying to take everything she can get from that man, right? Which is crazy. I mean, he wasn't a saint though, right? And he admitted to it. Like he's like, I know I did my wrong, but I mean, I have to accept that maybe this is the karma to my karma. And like that's what I'm gonna get. And he just accepted it. And he was going to like this spirituality space where he was like, you know what, I'm disconnecting from the world and I'm getting into the spiritual world. So I'm gonna allow her to do all this bad to me. I'm like, damn, I'm from the hood. We do it different, bro. Like we don't do that. We don't allow her to take everything like that. That was a lot of a take, you know? Sometimes you you allow them to say, oh, I'm supposed to go to this because I did all this bad. But then you don't think about the bad that they're doing too. Like there's some people that really go all overboard with the bad.
But
Like,
that's their
you
own
know,
karma.
that's what
That's
I'm
their own
saying.
karma.
Like we're talking about the Daddy Yankee situation with the woman taking like all his money. Okay, yeah, he was a player, but girl, don't act like you didn't already know. You get me? Like it's just like that was very self-explanatory. The guy was out there, you know.
What do you think
No
about the
Diddy.
P. Diddy story?
Like,
Oh,
We're not,
shit.
we're not gonna talk about Diddy.
I did.
I'm
like,
talking about Diddy. Yeah, no. Yeah, we're not. I'm not talking about that topic.
Joe's
Yeah.
ready.
That was the first episode, season 2. Not right now.
But I also feel like a lot of people are self-destructive. They love to live in that self-destructive state because it gives them a calmness,
I heard
like in a weird way.
And I think it's attachment.
right?
Joshua, are you speaking from experience?
I mean, I assume.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
That's
Yeah.
not nice though. I think just change the narrative, right?
It's
like,
layered.
I don't think it's as easy as that though, because if you're in the same situation every day, you live through it every day. You're reminded of it every day,
They've been
and you just fall in it every day,
there's
every
gotta be a
day.
day where you said no more. Someone mentioned it here. Like I think it was you. You said
Yeah.
no more till this day, and I'm turning the page, and I gotta just like do better and be better. And
Surrender's the way.
yeah,
Like
let's
I feel like
just let it all
surrender is the
in.
best way. Like when I
Cheers.
surrendered, I was like, I don't want anything. I will rebuild everything. I will do it from scratch. I'm okay. I feel like trusting yourself, your skills, your experience, your wisdom, your inner knowing, like you don't have to be attached to anything. You can let it all go and then create something new and it will be just as beautiful. But we get so attached to the years, right? Because like sometimes I have people
time.
like that. They're like, but I invested years into this person. Yeah, because you love them. You wanted to, you were a co-creator in that life. Now that part of your life has ended. Now what do you want to create for the future?
Yeah.
Like what do you see for the
What's
future?
next?
Attachment
Yeah.
is you know what?
It's
Attachment
pain, let go.
It's a disease. Like,
Mhm.
you know, it's like I always tell people like sex is a drug. I feel like sex is a drug because you're so addicted to this that you get every day. You know it in and out. And so when you try to let go, are you more afraid of letting go of the situation as a whole or because you're so used to that person being your drug on a day-to-day basis?
yeah.
You know, and so that's the worst part too. Like you feel like there's some type of ownership, like that's
My hell,
mine,
my
you know,
heaven.
and so that gets really messy when it comes to like a lot of the divorces and stuff of that nature.
Mm.
Well, so traditions. I can't think of anything that I do in particular. I think that
I think she does. It seems like she knows something.
Think of some more. I'm like, what do we normally do besides me?
like we eat the grapes, and I'm not crazy about grapes. I know they're very poisonous to animals, so I'm like, no, nobody feed my dogs any grapes or like please,
reasons.
yeah, or make sure you put them in your mouth. No, don't not in the floor because I don't want to end up in the ER at 911 like at 2 in the morning, you know. And so we do the grapes. We do we drink wine. We usually I know there's a suitcase that you grab the suitcase and you basically walk back and forth
Dude, I wanna
at midnight in order for you to travel.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what's
Yeah, so it's like if you want to travel
Uh-huh.
more next year, you do the
Like,
suitcase.
You travel more. You're gonna be able to travel.
Midnight,
Further you
take
go,
out the
basically,
suitcase
just
with
like
your
you
know
your
the
business
importance of it.
and walk in the neighborhood.
Yes.
I
We
think
go places, bitch.
I'm out of here.
That's funny, actually.
We're going.
I've never heard of this. I've never heard of
He's
this.
Yeah.
walking around. And he's
It's like,
what the fuck?
And if you want to travel to a beach, you do it in a bathing suit around the neighborhood.
based on where you want to go. So I want to visit Alaska, then I'm just gonna go in like a full swim, like
With a
winter
fur.
suit.
Yeah, with a fur, or you end
How
up.
vintage.
I want to pretend to
in
shiver.
regards to money, I know a lot of people they'll put like cinnamon inside their purse. Or
Yeah.
they'll put coins inside their bag.
all
you
these
know,
little
and
things.
all of these like.
So my friend Terry, who couldn't come to because it's actually your birthday. Happy birthday, Terry! I hope you're having a wonderful day.
Cheers.
happy birthday.
Oh,
He was saying something about
bunch
the
of
green
boys. Look at that.
peas or the
Ooh.
the green peas or green beans. It was for the peas.
But it connects
Oh.
to your green theory, though. How
Black
do you
beans?
present-
Black
Mhm.
What is it?
You start off the year with a certain color, I think. Also.
Is that the
And
heart?
what is green?
Is green the heart?
Abundance.
Green? I don't.
Sounds like a chocolate.
Bean
My
tacos.
suitcase and my
I know
black
it's
beans
really
all around my
connected to
neighborhood.
chocolate. Green.
She knows about the chakra.
Okay, we'll ask Jen.
Just don't eat them because it gives you a lot of gas.
I've never heard of this one.
What happens if you wear black underwear?
No.
Oh, ooh, you want me to think of an answer for that one? Let's see. I think you're gonna attract
Protection.
clear answers, black or white. You
An
know?
African American man?
Oh, well, that's one way to think. If you're
I was gonna say it, but if
Oh.
I said that, it would have been
Yeah, cancel
never
bitch.
taken wrong.
I've
Say it. Joshua, please say it.
Yeah.
Come on.
I was trying to remember kind of like black tie, you know, that reference of like professionalism going up a little higher, sophistication. But if you want to take it down your route, you know, betrayal. And all
I
that.
mean,
Sophistication, I think.
Polarizing.
Yeah, wearing black in New Year's is so elegant, but
Yeah.
of course, a lot of people don't want to.
Well, then I'm elegant every day, girl. My husband black. This is gonna get.
oh, girl. I forgot.
Or tradition, like,
Yeah, that's
American
beautiful
culture,
then.
maybe also
Yeah, we're
just
elegant
American,
every
like, you know,
goddamn
black
day.
suit.
Okay.
Black underwear, suitcase,
Black husband,
grapes.
everything.
What else you
Fabulous.
got?
Black beans.
Everything.
Black beans
Huh?
in the suitcase.
Okay, so production saying we're all talking at the same time. We need to we need to be more moderate about what we're saying. Not moderate about what we're saying, but just be more moderate about who we talk,
To be
who speaks, right? Mindful, yeah.
To be
Sure.
mindful.
Okay.
So Amanda, you going to some traditions?
You know, my great grandma used to always give us the 12 grapes. And we were talking about this like
Mhm.
last week that we, for some reason, forgot about that tradition. And I remember as a kid, I was there like, Grandma, really, again, the 12 grapes? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not eating these 12 grapes, girl, but I'll drink the grape wine. So I guess to just smash them in there, make it work. I don't know. So that's like the tradition we have. And then I, for some reason, get lucky to do the buñuelos.
Oh my
But I'm
Mm.
gonna, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do the buñuelos at midnight,
You
girl,
got me.
because
Yeah.
I'm stuck all year in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
That's true. You don't want to do it.
My kids.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah,
she'll
I do
make
the,
them.
yeah, my kids love
Yeah.
buñuelos. They're like, Mom, you're gonna do the cinnamon stuff, right? I'll be like, it's called a buñuelo.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's called a cinnamon
Midnight,
tortilla.
there's a midnight
Okay.
kiss.
I would say
That's right.
if
Kiss, that's another.
that's true. If
I don't even remember the last time I had a midnight kiss on fucking New Year's.
Well,
like,
I know
no, for
somebody
real.
can ask,
I feels
right?
like, okay.
if you happen to be
Midnight kiss. You'll be kissing all year or what? That's
or I was gonna say if somebody pays you with a check, and if you have a check, hold on to that check, and then coming New Year's Eve at midnight, scan it and deposit it into your account
and that's
to make sure that you're depositing checks all fucking year round.
That's a good one.
yes.
And with that being said,
Prosperity.
do you want to take it away and speak about finances?
That's a really good
Definitely.
connection. Mhm.
Well, you know, as you all know, usually in the new year we always try, and I say we because I can you know, say for everyone that you know, finance is a really big thing that people like to, you know, to look at in the new year, right? They like to, you know, invest in their money. They like to budget. A lot of people don't do it often because I think that there's really not a lot of awareness of, like, you know, how to do it, right? How to budget for the year. And I think going into the new year, a lot of the things that, you know, that we talk about, like traveling, you know, and like, I want to go here, I don't want to go there, I want to have all these experiences, but how can you actually do that, right? You have to kind of, like, you know, go back to the basics of money, right? Like budgeting, which is like super important when it comes to finances, I think in the new year, because, you know, being able to identify your needs and your wants is super important, and that will help you, like, not overspend. And at the end of the day, I think, I don't know if you all can agree with me, but, you know, when was the last time that any of you budgeted? Like, said, you know what, I'm going to go to this restaurant and I'm only going to spend this much. Or, you know, I'm taking a trip and I can only spend this much.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to do that. I don't.
I don't know how to do that
Every single
either.
have lived
I do
alone,
that.
so I have to.
But my husband is
Mr.
pro. Like, you and my husband would get along really good. Like, he has the real good credit score. Like, it's crazy. He's so disciplined. It drives me nuts at times because he'll be like, "But do you need that?" I'm like, "Yes, I need wine." And he would be like, "But do you really need that?" I'm
I
like,
desire
"Yes, I
this."
need it. I need it. I do. I don't know why, but I do." And he's pro when it comes to like finances. It's amazing how smart he is when it comes to like financial discipline and all that.
That's
It's just-
great.
it's
And
amazing.
and I think really you don't really need to know a lot about it, but as long as you know, kind of have, like, you know, a goal in your mind, right? Like, if this year I just want to learn how to budget a little bit better so that I can make better choices and have, you know, different alternatives, you know, to save money for, I don't know, a trip, right? The short-lived kind of things. But of course, if you really want to think about the future, right? Investing. And I know, Josh, you always talk about the crypto, you always talk about Bitcoin and all that. But I think just going back to the basics, right? Like starting fresh from the basics of, like, the budgeting, right? Looking at those debts, you know, eliminating credit card debt is a big one as well. And, put that money back into your investment, learn about crypto, learn about, stocks, bonds, a lot of different investments that kind of just, explores another source of income, at least.
I'd say a lot of people live above their means and
Oh my
Sure.
God.
struggle
Yes.
because
Oh,
of
for
that.
sure.
Like I owe
Has a
way
lot to
too many
do with
bricks.
like the social media, right? And
I owe 8
I think
parrots.
just kind of like
what?
wanting to
8
keep up,
parrots.
keep up with, your friends, your neighbors, keeping up with Jones, right? Everyone wants a brand new purse or, new shoes. But I think like going back to that, do I really need it or can I wait? Or is there another alternative, right? Like maybe not these shoes, but maybe I can spend, I don't know, like half the price on other shoes that still look nice and, still have a little bit money left over. So kind of like, again, good topic there, not to go over your budget, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't have one, I mean, it's really simple. There's a bunch of apps that you can download, but also I think it's just like looking at your income, what's coming in, and then dividing that by what's leaving, and then you'll get a percentage there, and you'll be able to see how much percentage you have left over from your income. That's something that you can work with, and then you start going a little bit deeper into categories as
What
far as-
percentage of people do you think know that number?
Oh.
To be honest with you, I mean, I would say maybe less than 70%.
So what I was gonna say,
7%?
I was gonna say,
7%.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
because
for sure. Way
I know how much I spend on fast food because
How do
when
you
I
know?
first, because I did a simple budget. So this is what I was gonna tell you. Like, do you do personal consultations? Because a lot of the times I get women who they're leaving relationships, married women who don't know anything about their finances. And so I tell them like you can do a simple budget's the way to start. We need to as women get comfortable with our money, right? And so the first thing I did was like, bitch, how much you making? How much are you spending? How much do you need to make a week? And in a month, and then that's how I broke it down to survive. And then after that, it grew. But if you don't get comfortable with the profit and loss of what you have, then it is difficult. But a lot of women are so scared of money, like what they spend, and also it's looking at what you spend in reality. Like when I think about people who are like, I voted for Trump because of the economy and money and all that, I'm like, dude, do a simple budget. How much are you wasting monthly on Botox, on cosmetic surgery,
Oh my
on
God.
fucking
It's
Great house.
easy.
the fucking Teslas and shit that like you probably are out of your means when we talk about, because I mean during the pandemic we had all of those people who were like what were they called, essential workers. They were getting paid crazy amount to be out there in the
Yep.
field.
And spend
And
it.
now that that's not there, they had bought in all of these things and they're like, fuck, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? And so like we do have to get comfortable with money and we have to hold ourselves accountable, I think is the biggest thing. But women, for one, I've noticed are afraid to get comfortable with their money and that they need that help. They need that help to like understand how to, just look at it.
But I
What
think
am I
most
spending?
people don't understand money.
Yeah.
There's fiat and then there's investments. So
Yes.
people that get rich are
Yeah.
because of investments.
Right.
Because your dollars
Good
are
finance.
losing value every
Mhm.
single year. Right? You can attest to this. Like your fiat dollars that you have in the savings aren't doing nothing.
Mhm.
Like if you invest in assets, for example, Bitcoin, if you go to Cash App right now, set up a recurring pay, you buy Bitcoin every single week. That's an asset that you get to own and it appreciates 29% on average every single year.
My son is so addicted to Bitcoin. Oh my God. He hasn't.
So it's super simple though. Like this is the fastest way anyone that's listening can get assets on like physical assets that you can own. Like it's through Cash App. You don't have to go through a brokerage or anything. Like you're buying through Cash App. You buy it every single week. And in a few years you're gonna look back, it's like, oh shit, this went up significantly. And that's gonna get you invested enough to be like, oh, I have this money. It can grow more. It can grow more. Like for example, if I were to offer you $1 million right now, or offer you 1 penny every single day for the next 31 days, and that penny doubles every single day for the next 31 days, which one would you take? If you took the $1 million, you'd have $1 million, right? If you took the penny, it would be 1 penny, the second day, 2 pennies, the third day, 4 pennies, so on. 31 day after that, if it doubled every single day, you'd have over $5 million. That's
Wow.
compounded interest. So compounded interest with Cash App, you buy Bitcoin every single week, DCAing, dollar cost averaging, you'll have investments that you can own that are assets that will grow in 29% on average every single year. So that's just something that most people don't understand.
I'm listening to your numbers,
Assets.
and I hear Joe saying 2 + 2 is not 4.
Fact check me. Fact check me.
Yes, it
Guarantee is right.
My husband's
interesting though.
obsessed with
It is
Bitcoin.
very interesting, also,
Yeah.
you know, to go into that topic because again, there's not a lot of education for that. But I think also,
And they don't know what,
you
and they
know,
don't want to teach it.
um,
They don't want to teach
I
it.
just literally gave y'all a hack.
learn a little.
Yeah.
We're gonna
you know,
replay.
the
Like they should
internet.
have this in the schools.
Most people
By
don't want to
national
learn this stuff.
literacy,
And you have to
it's
understand too. You were talking about this earlier because you were talking about earlier about the people that don't have electricity,
at all.
that barely have food. 40% of the Rio Grande Valley lives in poverty.
Well, we came out #1 as the poorest city in the state of
And the
Texas.
most obese in the
Oh,
nation.
yeah, that we hit that one every year.
Yeah.
That's every year. But this year we hit
But I'm
the
so
poorest,
healthy,
the poorest in the state
What
of
time do you
Texas.
decide that counts? Huh?
right? Martha, is there an app that you recommend for budgeting?
So, yes, the best hack also is going into your own bank account. Like today, you can log in right now, and you can see that a lot of banks, what they do is they'll break down all the categories of
Yeah,
you know, entertainment, eating,
entertainment,
right? Like
budgeting.
that's just like the easiest budget that you can actually go into. To kind of identify like where you need to cut down a little bit, right? If you're going out
Outdoor
to eat a lot
food.
more often, well, then kind of decide if you want to do the alternatives with food or, you know, just not eat, you know, at a high-end restaurant all the time, right? It's kind of just like having that self-awareness. And as far as apps, I know that, I mean, there's a ton of them, but I haven't used a budgeting app in a long time, and that's a good thing, right? Only because I think like when you have a good relationship with money, you're able to see again, you know, step into that present moment and allow yourself to say, you know what, like I'm not gonna buy this today. You know, I'm gonna look at different options, but also like, you know, look at like Josh said, like the investment part of it. Like how long is this like gonna last me, right? And a pair of shoes is not gonna last me for, you know, more than a year, when instead of that I can put some money into investment and kind of just let it make money on its own.
If you think you're going to be here for the next 10 years, you should invest
Right.
because you need money to survive. And the chances are you're not going to want to be working.
We're gonna get old.
Yeah, you're not going
And
to want to be
Social
working.
Security is nowhere near enough.
That's not going to happen.
Nothing.
And we live without GoFundMe.
Yeah.
That and then also
Saw
another
feet pictures.
work on your credit. Work on your
Not
credit.
good
I
at
think that's
school,
super
but-
important. Someone talked about it here, you know,
Credit is everything.
like credit is everything.
It is.
And I mean there's a lot of tools also to help you get out of debt first if you're already in debt. You know, budgeting is number one, getting out of debt is another, and then eliminating those credit card debt. I think like, you know, that's really important in 2025. Like don't go into the year full of debt because again that kind of carries on, right? And it creates that habit of like utilizing credit. And a lot of people don't come for me, but they'll say like it's better to use your credit instead of your debit, right? But again, I mean, if you want to make sure that, you know, you have extra money to, you know, to invest because that's where the money is really, then start utilizing your debit and use it as a budgeting tool, right? Making sure that you're not overspending. And so, and the last one is a credit. I think they talked about that. Just, you know, find ways to, you know, cure your credit, you know, pay the debt. If you owe it, just pay for it, right?
Especially high interest debt.
Exactly. Find another source of income and then pay that off, right? And I see a lot of source of income, you know, through the internet now. You know, people are buying, selling a lot of stuff, and people are getting creative nowadays because they need more income, right?
OnlyFans.
Uh,
Only
You went
facts.
there.
you know,
Feed
it could be
finder.
baking, it could
That's
be
the one I was thinking
I
about.
mean,
Feed
Feed
finder.
finder. Every
Are you
got
content
taking
creating,
to
it could be
feed finder.
anything, you
Yeah,
know,
like, do feed
finding
finder
those
already,
sources
so
of
I can,
income.
you
I
know,
think
get money out of
putting
it.
back, you know, putting some money back to yourself.
Go into what you were talking about, like as far as like buying food and stuff like that, going out and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
would push back on say that most people don't know how to cook, and I would say, and I'm not being in any way,
Yeah.
what do you call it, chauvinist.
Totally.
I would say most women don't know how to cook.
I do.
Ooh, that's
Unfortunately,
funny.
I do. Unfortunately.
Yeah,
What
I
do you
was gonna
think?
say I know how to
That's
cook
That's
too.
another category.
Yeah.
That's a totally different
29.
category.
That
So,
sucks. That sucks.
Joshua.
Because I know how to cook. No, I do cooking.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately, I cook.
I do too, but let me tell you,
I said with all due respect, that means I can say anything, right?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
I love it.
I never say that. So I say shit. So
Perspective. Women
I'm gonna say no.
100 out here on the workforce and say that they don't have the same amount of time as they used to have back when they were home all the time.
Yeah.
Plus, on top of that, it's kids. Well, like also for me, like before I became an entrepreneur, I was cooking dinner. Now I'm like,
You
I don't
can't.
have
There's no time.
there's no time.
Takes too long.
Yeah, it takes too long, and it's like, okay,
Cheers.
fast food, which is still not good. There's time. There's time to do it.
I
There's
have
time
my
to do it.
opinion with
But
that.
it just feels like there
Fake
doesn't
food.
feel like
I don't
enough
like
time.
fake food.
I
I haven't ate McDonald's since 2018. I don't give a damn about McDonald's. I have not ate McDonald's and I have not drank a soda since 2018.
I want Jack in the
That's
Box
what
right
I
after the show right now.
I never.
In my mouth.
Diet Coke Zero.
Coke Zero, please. I'm gonna diet.
It's time for a
for
commercial.
me, I live a very busy lifestyle, but I'm still able to like make
Yeah.
time to like, cook my meals. That's
For
just me.
sure.
I'm a meal prepper. I like to do that because it saves me a lot of time and money. But also I want to, eat my own food. Like I don't
Yeah.
always be going to the
But my kids
And
are
no
the
offense, I
kids are the
love
problem.
supporting
No,
local
it's-
businesses.
He does.
No, it's
It's a-
me and my kids because
we
they
gotta be
come to
accountable.
me for the money, and I send them the money, and they go get it. And so I'm like, well, like my daughter, she's 15 now. My kid's 16, he's 6'2". The guy has a job. I'm like, dude, get in the kitchen. And I tell him, and I know that I sound like my dad now. I tell him, I'm not gonna be here all this. I'm not gonna be here forever. Like, what's gonna happen when I'm gone? You're not gonna know how to use what do you want to store for? If y'all want to go out to eat every goddamn day, que pinche Wingstop, que this, que that. Hey, first of all, it's fake food. It pisses me off. If you want fake food, go to HEB, buy yourself some fake food at the frozen section, and go bake it in the
Where you
oven.
get this fake food
It's the
from?
same stuff. It's fake food. But
I want to go to Roosevelt's next door and have some pasta on that right now.
Oh, some of that fake charcuterie over there.
So
I heard Olive Garden is like just microwaved.
thank you.
oh, Olive Garden too.
Hey, most food that you go to a restaurant is all microwaved.
It's heated up.
And then they put it in.
Ask for your portion, like whatever you ask for, they go to the bag, cut the baggage open, put it in a plate, heat it up, and then they serve it to you like it's spread.
I
Yeah.
don't know why people.
Production, we have an extra mic. I think you should come take it.
It's actually
We have an extra mic. I think you should come take it.
Yes.
Frozen food.
Excellent.
And so my kids argue with me, Mom, you're just old school. You want us to cook in the kitchen. I'm like, there's nothing wrong being old school. One, because I am old school. I don't give a damn. But two, if grandma didn't make it, don't take it. You know what I'm saying?
I like that one. That's a good one.
Don't fuck with it, girl.
I think
And so-
kids can live off ramen until 18.
I hate ramen. I hate ramen.
There you go.
No.
It's a
no.
Korean thing though.
Put an egg in
It's
there.
It's high blood pressure.
a nation thing.
That's what it is.
H-
It's high blood pressure in a box. And I tell them, I'm like, dude. Were you in jail? Were you in jail? No. Okay, I was. Okay, because
How do you make
Because-
prison ramen?
my cousins they're all been to prison, and so they will hook up. One day, my daughter was eating with my cousin, and I'm like, why are you feeding my child this? He put the freaking ramen, he put chili con carne, he put cheese, he put cheddar from a Tostitos little can up in there, heated it up, ate like that.
And a pickle.
No pickle.
No pickle.
good because you.
There's a food truck in NYC doing jail ramen now.
It's
It's great.
Cheese, and I don't know what my brother used to do it. He was in jail too.
Yeah,
He came home, he did it for us. I was like,
Prison recipes.
it's good. It's good.
My goodness.
I didn't
You
eat-
just a prison man and you're gonna go.
Eat.
You're gonna have some prison ramen tonight, my friend.
Yeah. Call your brother for the recipe. Making ramen, I did it personally, right? It's a whole ass fucking day. So you need to make the bone broth, all that shit. You gotta prep that shit. Then you have
She's teaching us how to make ramen, by the way, back there.
I love pho.
soy eggs, you gotta make it really good. And then you put like all this shit in it. And the next day you make it with like, the noodles and all that shit. But you need to let that shit marinate. That sounds like a whole lot of shit.
What's that little flour thing? What's that little flour?
A fish cake.
Is that what it is?
A fish cake. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not
we get
doing this.
pretty deep into the Asian cuisine. So we go to the Asian market and we
Nada tu.
Yeah.
so I was so back to Martha. I want to say that I'm so proud of you because you keep up with your meal preps
Yes.
and this. I mean, you any man that ends up with you, man, is gonna be lucky.
No, those are my meal preps. Not his. You get McDonald's.
Thank you. I honestly I enjoy cooking. It's some form of therapeutic session for me. I like just to put all my good intentions in the meals and kind of just, like take all my meal preps, to the office and then, kind of like not have to worry about like what I'm gonna eat, And I eat the same
Saves a
thing
lot of
all the
time.
time. I eat the same thing all the time. I make my meal preps and I'm like, I already know what I'm gonna eat, so it's okay.
So you're
I eat the same thing every day.
do that. I can't do
No,
it.
I know.
I can't do
Different seasoning or something.
Every day.
Yeah.
Like the
I can't do
80,
that.
the
You see, that's how, that
80,
pure, you see, this is how I gotta
and
cook.
some sweet potatoes and some cheese. So kind of doing a little bit of the carnivore diet right now.
I mean, I used to do it whatever I was doing. I was into bodybuilding at some point in my life. I was into that.
I met
And
you there.
yeah.
I met you there.
Yep. That's she met me. Yep.
Temple with that. I met both of y'all. That's nice.
Yep.
That's
So we used to be fitness instructors, and that's how I met Amanda.
Yeah, I was in
And-
marketing at the time.
Yep, and so I was certified into like I think 38 different programs. I was even a personal trainer, and I was like
killed me. 'Cause I was
physically
scooted.
fit. I mean, I had pretty good muscle percentage and everything, but then life happens, and so
Yeah.
With Erica,
This
I remember
yeah.
Erica. She's a beast still. Erica
And
is
it's
still a
okay
beast.
if life happens because at least, like, I mean, you feel good whenever you eat good, right? And when you don't eat good, you don't feel good. But hey, the food's
there
still
still
good.
more red?
so-
Is there still?
So we wanna go ahead and
Is it
at this
okay?
point bring on stage a guy that we want you to meet. He is actually very handsome, and he's been wanting to meet you for the longest time. So at this point,
What?
Raul, can you? I'm kidding.
He's behind door number 2.
I was like, I gotta go. I have mom duties.
I forgot about an appointment I had.
Good. Thanks
I
so
have
much.
mom duties.
Yes. So, Martha, thank you so much for sharing all this knowledge with us because honestly, it goes a long way. I'm sure our watchers, our viewers out there, our audience can at least be like, you know what? I have this much to start with. Staying financially on point isn't for everybody, but it's clearly for somebody, for some people out there.
But it should be for everybody.
It should be for everybody.
I think
Unfortunately,
so.
yeah.
And I think again, just going back to the basics, right? Just be aware of your finances and like care for them and have a good relationship with money. If you guys don't know, it's a real thing, so look it up.
Yeah.
Well,
Have a good relationship with money.
I know last year we wanted to have Mondays with Martha and speak about finances. I hope we can do it this year.
Mondays and Martha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know we had tried to
Money.
we had tried to speak to Santo Pecado about it, right?
Oh yeah.
And,
Bring it
we-
to fruition.
Yeah.
So,
So hopefully we can go ahead and bring it to live this year in 2025.
so too.
But thank you so much for joining us today, my love, and I hope that
Thank
you
you.
have a very fabulous 2025. Is there anything you want to share with us before we wrap up this section with you?
I think
Ooh,
keep
we saw
being
that.
you, keep doing you, keep pouring back into yourself, pouring back into the things that really, find that purpose in yourself and just do good. I've honestly adopted that lifestyle and I love it. I do good by people, people do good by me. And if it doesn't work out, right, it's okay. Like, I'm glad I met you. You taught me something. I taught you something for sure. And you kind of just move along with life and keep being the best version of yourself,
Yes.
Cheers to
Wow. So on that
that.
note, guys, we're gonna say cheers, and we're gonna be right back. We're gonna go on a quick commercial, and we'll see you in just a few 5 minutes.
Cheers.
So, or 2 minutes, right? So we have 2 minutes to go to the restroom. So we'll be right back.
Cheers. Happy New Year.
Senpai.
I think I want to sit out after this. My butt is hurting and I'm getting really, really tired. I think because my bedtime is like 9:55.
30 minutes and we're done, okay? 40 minutes.
I think I want to be in the second half. My bedtime is actually 9:54. 9:57.
Como después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana. Como después de la
Yes.
noche
Where my phone was.
brilla una nueva mañana.
Yes.
Así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza. Así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza. Como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma. Como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma. El año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma. El año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma. Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas. Porque en el año que llega vamos a vivir la vida. Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas. Pasito a paso en la senda vamos a cantar la cigarra, como al salir de la tierra, vuelve a cantar la cigarra. Así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra, así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra. Como a través de la selva se van abriendo caminos. Como después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana, como después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana. Así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza, así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza. Como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma, como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma. El año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma, el año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma. Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas, porque en el año que llega vamos a vivir la vida. Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas, así tú paso en la senda vamos a hallar la salida. Como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra, como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra. Así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra, así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra. Como a través de la selva se van abriendo caminos. Como después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana, como después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana. Así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza, así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza. Como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma, como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma. El año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma, el año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma. Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas, porque en el año que llega vamos a vivir la vida. Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas, así tú paso en la senda vamos a hallar la salida. Como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra, como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra. Así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra, así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra. Como a través de la selva se van abriendo caminos. Como después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana, como después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana. Así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza, así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza. Como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma, como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma. El año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma, el año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma. Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas, porque en el año que llega vamos a vivir la vida. Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas, así tú paso en la senda vamos a hallar la salida. Como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra, como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra. Así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra. Así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra. Como a través de la selva se van abriendo caminos. Después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana, como después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana. Así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza. Así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza. Como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma. Como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma. El año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma. El año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma.
Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas.
Porque en el año que llega vamos a vivir la vida.
Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas.
Así tú paso en la senda vamos a hallar la salida. Como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra. Como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra. Así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra. Así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra. Como a través de la selva se van abriendo caminos. Después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana. Como después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana. Así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza. Así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza. Como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma. Como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma. El año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma. El año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma.
Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas.
Porque en el año que llega vamos a vivir la vida.
Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas.
Así tú paso en la senda vamos a hallar la salida. Como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra. Como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra. Así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra. Así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra. Como a través de la selva se van abriendo caminos. Después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana. Como después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana. Así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza. Así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza. Como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma. Como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma. El año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma. El año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma.
Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas.
Porque en el año que llega vamos a vivir la vida.
Y vamos abriendo puertas y vamos cerrando heridas.
Así tú paso en la senda vamos a hallar la salida. Como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra. Como al salir de la tierra vuelve a cantar la cigarra. Así es el canto que llevan las notas de mi guitarra. Así es el canto nueva mañana, como después de la noche brilla una nueva mañana. Así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza. Así también en tu llanto hay una luz de esperanza. Como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma. Como después de la lluvia llega de nuevo la calma. El año nuevo te espera con alegrías en el alma. El año nuevo te espera con alegrías en...
Adiós 2024 y buenas con el 2025 y estamos aquí el día de hoy at España, an authentic place. If you haven't visited here in McAllen, Texas, you have to come out and check it out. I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors for today, Loyalty Pro Services. If you haven't, as you know, tax season is around the corner. It's already tax season as it is right now.
Yes.
Please make sure you set up your appointment with Luciano Bocanegra, and you can get up to $9,000 up front. So why waste any more time and go get your taxes done already? Like as soon as the year starts now, okay? I want to give a huge shout out to the Crown Studio because they always make us look great, and that's all you have to know about that. And we have one more sponsor, Treasure Jewels by Teresa Zapatero. If you are looking for any gifts that you didn't get to give for this Christmas season, call Teresa Zapatero and she's gonna make sure to design something particular for your loved one that's gonna leave them dazzled, wanting more jewelry from Treasure Jewels. On that note, I want to go ahead and toss it back to Jennifer, Elos Jet.
People used to say that all the time in high school. Yes.
I'm also super hungry, just in case you see me a little bit.
I was like, stop.
So Jennifer, what's within, what awaits for us is this 2025?
Okay, we'll pull some cards for this, baby. Ooh. Okay, so I just felt like a lot of warmth in my feet. So what I want to say is that 2025 is gonna rock some boats. It's gonna make you step into a sense of resilience. What are my resources? How do I navigate this? You're gonna have to learn to push through. And so I'm saying that because my feet got warm. That's root chakra energy. So root chakra energy is like our stability, our foundation, our home, the things that we create to survive. So
I would be like, oh my God, I don't know if I like the way this sounds.
no,
burning
you'll
so-
be good if you push through. Yeah, know your resources.
I always go through it. I feel like I spent my whole life pushing through.
For 2025,
That's how
keep
I pushing
pushing.
Like I never went my whole life. I
Keep
used
pushing,
to.
keep pushing. You know,
I
that's
know,
the funny thing about life. People are like, when does it get easy? It's an ebb and flow. And I think that when it is easy, we don't take enough time to appreciate those moments. So you kind of have to really be mindful of the ebb and flow of life. When it's great, it's great. When it's hard, it's hard.
Yeah.
When it's sad, it's sad. When it's happy, it's happy. You know, when there's love, there's love. When there isn't, there isn't. But we navigate those on throughout life. Like it never ends. Like people think, like, when is it? It doesn't. That's life. It's our experience here, human experience.
I'm
Jennifer.
a believer of just feeling emotions because I remember one time I was talking to Joe and I was telling him this and this happened and this is why I'm here. And he's like, oh, I guess it's because like I've been bullied and I'm stronger and I say fuck it. But I'm like, but I need to feel my feelings. Like I need to feel like a failure, even if it's just for 30 minutes. I need to process that and feel it and cry it out.
For sure.
And then I get over it.
It's a human element.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
that's a good coping mechanism, especially like a lot of people don't have that. Like a lot of people keep that in to themselves
keep anything.
and they like build it up.
Feel it.
And then
you have to sit, feel
Yeah.
it, swallow the
No, I
pill.
feel it.
But then
I'm
it's
not
a
afraid.
process,
man.
you know? Yeah.
I'm
Oh, that was a lot in.
And,
Well,
I think men hold more.
until like you finally like one day you explode.
You
You know what I mean?
I think men
It's
harbor feelings more than women.
I think so.
You what?
Yeah.
I missed that. What was
Men harbor feelings more than women. Like we'll keep it in forever.
see that?
Yeah, it's true. 100%.
Why? But why? Is it
Because
because
we're
you?
prideful.
Well, no, men are taught
you're
to do
prideful.
that.
No,
Men are
because
taught
society
to
taught
not
you
express.
that
Society,
that,
you're
that.
all up.
It's,
But I don't mind.
Social norm.
I'd
But
rather
you mind. You just don't.
you
know.
do mind.
Yeah.
I'd rather not people know about my stuff.
You see,
Yeah.
because you mind about something.
About I don't want you all in my
You
stuff.
want to know? Let it out. Come on, just let it out.
Get that stuff out.
No,
you. I promise.
Season 3, we're gonna see Joshua.
Let it out. Let it
Right.
Yeah.
out. Bring the onions. I'll bring the onions. I'll bring the onions.
My service goes through the nonprofit that I help, so that's how I get.
You're still gonna cry. We're gonna see you cry.
feelings.
Crying.
I every now and then just to get it out.
Now,
Now I can't cry. I'm
when was then? When was the
I
last
don't
time?
remember. It's been a
You don't
while.
remember? That's not good. We want to see you cry.
Yeah, calm down.
The movie.
Hey, how does this go on me?
This is
I feel like you're attacking me here.
Space, guys. This is not safe.
There's not enough wine here to make me cry. All right, just tell you again.
Getting tequila.
Tequila.
Well, I cry with you.
Cucumber martinis. I'll take some.
Like natural criers.
Okay, so we're gonna take it back.
He does fuck up, man.
Sure,
though.
yeah.
I like my husband. He was raised like in the hood, and he was like this built on this gangster mentality, and it's so sexy by the way. But it's a gangster mentality. But the fact that no, actually I'm way more tatted than my husband,
Really?
way more. But I feel like society doesn't allow men to be emotional because
Yeah.
they're set on that like you're a man, and it's like damn.
I
he's
kind of
also
find
human.
I kind of
Yeah.
find
He's
comfort in
human.
that though.
But you're human.
It's fine.
I want to see you cry. I don't give a
Guys, so wait, we only one person can talk at a time.
And then we'll
Oh.
skip Joshua for now.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
let's go back over here.
so we're gonna go back to Jennifer
Well, later.
and
2025. So when we're talking about the root chakra and things kind of being shooken up, we got the tower here. This card is big for major changes in our life, with our ego, with our society, with our relationships. This could be the falling of things and the rebuilding of things. Oh, totally, dude. I was going to say that because like right next to it, we have partnership. So this is saying that in 2025, like our relationships are being tested.
I believe
Right.
it.
And so we build a tower, right? We build connection with people. So when the tower comes in, this means shit's falling apart.
Yeah.
How do we want to move forward in the connection?
Yeah.
Are we able to communicate? Is there a safe space for vulnerability? Are we aligned? Is this something that I want to take forward? And it's actually saying here that we're going to have to start to step into a little bit of a selfishness when it
Yes.
comes to, hey, that doesn't resonate with me. That doesn't align with me. I'm going to move on from now. I'm going to step away from this connection. And with the Queen of Swords, this means being very vocal and not feeling bad about where you stand on your views, on your wants, and on your needs. So that's going to be a big one for 2020.
the credit out the window and the money.
That's kind of how I felt after the election. I think we talked about it where I was like, I've always been an advocate and an ally for certain communities, but I've
Yeah.
never been vocal. Like this is the year where you will see me at marches. Like I don't care if, oh, well, maybe I will care if I get arrested because of my license, but
I've
I'll
been
figure
thinking
things
the
out.
same
So
thing.
you're not a Trump supporter?
No,
Oh.
No.
You look like a Trump supporter.
no.
Oh my God.
Stereotype.
Yeah, no.
You look like one.
Mira.
I
fight.
He needs to cry, girl. You see that? He needs to. I don't know why he needs to cry. Nobody.
It's not gonna be 30 minutes long. It's not gonna be 30 minutes long.
Let's go. Come on.
But I was thinking about that this morning, the idea of inner child. So when we talk about like
Oh,
not being
inner
able,
child.
being vulnerable. So I was thinking about even for me, I always had difficulty expressing like my needs as a child. And so I think as an adult, that was difficult as well, like in relationships and with my
Yeah.
family, like saying, hey, I
Yes.
don't like that.
Yes.
After Trump was elected, I was
said,
like,
fuck it.
fuck that shit.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
people cannot be silent. People need to say where you stand, who you're for, who are we
Yes.
protecting right now, because people need protection right now. So I feel like it's
Vulnerable
important to
communities, yeah.
really, and I,
Carry a 9mm.
so it's like the inner child coming out and just showing and shining, right? And being vulnerable and saying what it is and being, I mean, that's like the basic for, I think the basics for authenticity is letting yourself show up as that inner child who was silenced all those years. You know what I mean?
And I wonder if it's because if it's our culture. Because for me, like in
Oh,
my
for
family, it was "Calladita te ves más bonita," except my parents didn't raise me that way.
Yeah.
Because they knew I
You were gonna be quiet. That's
they
cute.
just knew I was
My
not
dad
that.
always
Just an interesting fact. By the way, guys, because I'm full of facts.
I-
By the way.
I can,
So in the first time in all of political history, the RGV, all four counties turned to Trump.
For sure.
So that means that the people spoke.
The people
The
did
people
speak,
well,
but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right choice. One and two, not a lot of people voted.
I don't know. There was a lot of people. That
Not a lot of people voted. There was a lot of people who didn't vote.
I think that they just like that he's a felon. Shit, I'm with the felon. Like sometimes, you know. So like it's true. He's a felon. Let it
Put him
be
that
a
press
felon.
picture.
I'm
But
far Texas.
Hey, Donna.
Far Texas.
It's far, yeah.
Here's my take with the whole Trump. Even since 2016, he normalized being a racist, a homophobic.
Yeah.
He normalized it. People are literally rooting for a man who raped and sexually assaulted women. I'm sorry, but unless you've been in those shoes as a woman who's been sexually assaulted, that's a huge fucking
He just
slap
got hit
in the
today
face
with a
for
$5
us as
million
women.
lawsuit.
Hey, you were talking about that earlier.
He just got hit with a $5 million lawsuit for another sexual assault.
But the thing
But
is,
I'm like,
but nothing
only
will
in
happen.
America do
Only
we
in
have that
America.
type of situation
Only in
happen.
America.
It's crazy, right?
Guys, so we will have a whole episode about elections and Trump. But I want to go ahead and go back to
Jenny.
Jennifer.
Corner.
Because we do have.
Sentaron aquí.
We do have.
Si no me quieren oír.
Si no me quieren aquí, ¿para qué me
We so does anybody? So Jen, I want.
Song, the amarillo, he's like, si ya
Si ya
sabes
sabe cómo
cómo
me
se-
porto.
yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and start with.
My cousin
She wants to
always
have
says
a
that.
reading. She wants to ask
Okay.
this person.
So go for it. Jamalis has. She wants to share her tea with us.
5.
Can we all ask one question?
Yes.
Because I have no set expectation of like, just give it to me the way it's going to be. I would like to know what's in store for relationships. And it'll be that way because it could be like business partnerships, it could be romantic relationships, it could be just new networking connections. Maybe how I get to be just a cool.
I'll go under the table with you.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we're all going to the table.
Yeah.
Okay, what
Let's all just go with
how
the
does
table.
it sound? So what does it mean again?
That means you're gonna find loving and married.
Oh my God.
I don't know. You go to the table, you get a man.
What's going on in
All
relationships?
the
I'm kidding, man.
table party.
5.
That's the goal.
So what if he's a Republican?
So
I
they're
will say
giving,
the
hey, they're giving the answers
like-
out over here.
Menos. I don't like white folks.
One of
They're
them.
salty.
So it's showing here that you delay a lot of your progress when it comes to relationships. It's you're waiting for the other person to decide. And so the hangman represents hanging on, waiting for them to say what it is. In 2025, bitch, you're not doing that, okay? This is saying,
You're
like,
still the
if
same.
you're not giving me clarity, if you're not giving me what I want, then kick rocks. Moving on. This is saying that when you start
Nice.
to do that, you will meet a king of cups, which is the
Oof.
energy of somebody who's emotionally mature.
Oh,
Because this is saying that in
I
the
love that for you, Jassy.
Need that.
No, right?
I love him already.
Mhm.
this is saying in your past you were connecting with a lot of people who had this is like fire energy. So it means people who are
Like
more
an
from a
Aries.
lustful standpoint than a
Oof,
love.
You definitely
And
want
so
that.
they're not as committed. So
Lust
you
for the
don't
trust.
You want
like,
that.
so even when it comes to like relationship and business, if they're not giving you like a clear answer, this is not your time to like sit around and wait. It's like, all right, if I don't have an answer, moving on. Like having that will get you closer to your king, not only in love, but in business. Like, you know what I mean? You will embody that more. Yeah. And then we also have the sun at the bottom. So this means that when you're in a place of play and innocence and love and excitement and you're enjoying life, just enjoy fucking life, like food, drinks, friendships. Love is going to come your way faster because you're actually enjoying. Because actually before you came, my first feeling for you was fear. It's like I'm scared. And I even got inner child, like I'm so scared. So there are a lot of changes that are happening in your life. And right now it's saying embrace it with excitement. That's gonna get you into the right circles. But also don't wait on anybody to decide for you. Be like, no, bitch, that don't work for me. Like moving on, you know?
That's exactly what I had to hear.
Yeah.
It goes.
Be more in control.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Being
I
the
love
skin that
that.
waits for a response.
Yes.
And becoming the person that gives it to myself.
Yes.
I am my own superhero that I've been waiting on.
And
Oh, I love that.
that's even
Cute.
that's in
My
like
own
romantic,
superhero.
but also business. When you're in business, you don't want to wait for people to give you an answer. You want to
Yeah.
also be in the moment of action. And if there is like delays, okay, cool, I'll be back to you. Like, because your time is also money. So you want to be like, I don't have time for that, or I have a limited time. So it's like knowing where to place your time and your energy and like how much of that do you have for yourself and for others is going to be good.
Mm.
Yeah. I love it.
Wow.
Agree.
It was
It's a lot of good things to look
That's
forward
a
to in
good read.
2025.
Yeah. Okay, who else?
me.
Yeah. What's up?
Okay. I've
You
been,
been crying? Have you been crying lately?
I have.
Crying? Yeah, I got like a
Yes.
bunch of like crying.
Well, I mean, like my uncle, he's been in a, you know,
on you.
he was
It's
in an
frustration.
accident. So, we've been there trying to support him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's
But
yeah.
yeah, like, what I want now is like when I want to know like if it's gonna be better. Like,
2025
yeah.
in general. Let's see.
I can't hug you from here.
I know.
Hug Jelly.
That's what they are.
Look, this
Hug
is
her.
saying
Don't worry, girl.
you need to stop being nonchalant about your feelings. Okay, so we have the hermit. This is the wise man. This is also a time of healing for you, understanding what feels good for you when it comes to connections, relationships, and your future. So this is saying that sometimes when friends or family are not there for you, you're like, fuck it, I don't care. Moving on. I'm gonna go party. I'm gonna go drink. I'm gonna go do whatever the fuck I want. It's very much like nonchalant energy. And this year, don't be nonchalant. Say, hey, you know what? That really is affecting me. That's really hurting me. And I need you to show up differently for me.
Yeah.
That will get you more connections with better friendships, aligned connections that have vulnerability and communication, and also family. It will bring family together, because if you've been having trouble with family and communication, it's because there are unspoken words, which results in resentment.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, right now, what you guys need is a time of healing and communication, right? Yeah. But it's going to get better, because right here we have the lovers and we have the 10 of coins, which means meeting people at the right time, people coming together, having the right support. We have Archangel Gabriel here. Communicate your wants and your needs to the angels, but also to the people that you connect with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers to prosperity.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Wow.
Thanks, guys.
Joshua.
Everybody's
I will have to pass
Yeah.
on the grounds of divination.
Oh, okay, yeah. I love it. Share with me. Share with
Oh,
me your
just
view.
divinity. I don't want to know my future.
Okay,
I want to let it go.
I agree with yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
The Buddhist.
I actually hardly ever get mine read, because I like to go we'll live life, right?
What did you say?
Experience life.
Divination.
I'm gonna pass on
Yeah.
the path of divination.
Yeah.
No, I want to know.
No, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna get Taco Bell tonight?
What the
No, I mean,
On the way.
That's right.
Let's go.
So I do like one thing that I do focus on as a tarot reader are energy blocks. So when we're going to do a reading, it's going to be basically what are you experiencing and what is holding you back. Also, tarot connects with psychology. So it's going to be connecting with the psychological things that you're already processing, right?
Yes.
What is blocking me? What is stressing me out? Why am I feeling overwhelmed? And those are the things that we usually touch base on to see how you can have a better outcome, how you can face those fears, how you can face those doubts, how you can move forward. So it's really, really focused on like mental health, emotional health, and those types of things. So, but I respect it.
Thank you.
so my question is a little bit different. So my question is
No, mom.
how can I describe, or if there was any growth between last year and the year to come within me, like professional or personal growth?
Like the same things?
One, I want to say the feeling that I got with you when you were explaining that was that there are moments that you feel like people don't appreciate the things that you do, not only in business but in within family.
I agree with that.
So that's something that maybe we need to just step more into gratitude that you even have the platform to do the things that you do. You know what I mean? So that way we're not carrying that little moments of like resentment or like sadness or like fuck everybody, like because you need people, right? Too. You need people to show up for you as well. But let's see. Have you grown from 2024? And well, throughout 2024, right?
Trying my best to keep this off of y'all's
That's good.
head.
Grease feels good, man.
I love this for you, Joe. It's saying that you're ending a cycle. You're actually ending a cycle where, so this is the cycle of like doing 100 things at once, trying to be everywhere at once, trying to hold it together. Right now it's saying that you're actually, I don't know if this is family or your community, because it feels like you're maybe wanting to let go of certain people. And with the 10 of Wands, this is saying like, this cycle has ended. So anywhere where you feel like there's resistance or you're putting too much of your time and your energy, whether it's family or certain people in the community that you're not being heard or seen or valued, this is saying kind of step away from that. If you feel like there's resistance there, it's time to move forward where there's more flow. Does that make sense?
And we moved to McAllen, bitches.
Yeah. Be here with us.
Get it.
Say goodbye to Palm Beach Mission and hello to McAllen. A little far too.
Far, are you
Yes,
the birds
bitch.
with the birds?
With the birds.
Shit.
I have an appointment with Jen on the 2nd,
Yes.
but I just want to know what I need to know now. Not
Sure.
that, because that day I think will be a lot.
Slow down. Slow down.
Damn, that was a creepy laugh.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
She was like, no.
Yeah, I was like, no, I can't slow down.
You need to slow down. You need to,
She told me that the last reading.
yeah,
You told
you
me
need to slow
that.
down.
You
A lot
told
of
me
people need to slow down,
I
but
still
yeah,
have to slow down.
Jen, do I need to slow down?
your emotions are high.
Very
So we need to slow down so they can, it's like letting the water
Fine.
settle, you know?
Mhm.
When the water is not settled, the mud rises and we don't see clearly. So if you slow down, we let the water settle, you can see with more clarity. You don't feel as anxious or overwhelmed. You know,
You need a bird watch.
there's nothing for you to really be worried about. It's more fears and doubts and
We're gonna go have this freaking bird watch because I feel like I.
Listen to me. Look,
Yeah. This bird watch gonna happen.
Listen, you see my garden in my house, right? I even shut
it's
up-
gorgeous.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I bust my Mexican ass out there all day, every damn day. Listen, and now that I see it, I'm like, damn, I did that shit because I'm
Yes.
Mexican like that, right?
Yes.
But it's mind blowing to
Mhm.
what a bird has done for me. I'm just like, shit, this was my medicine the whole damn time, and it was just there flapping its wings the whole goddamn time. So I'm like, how medicinal? Like it's
Is it 'cause you're
crazy.
meditating?
It's not. It's better than. It's like a natural high.
Like a
I
euphoria.
feel like I'm always high. Like,
Mhm.
and then it's crazy. Like, I'll be hanging out with my winter Texan gang, and they'll be like, "How did you know that it was nearby?" I'll be like, "Cause I've already now learned how to identify all of the species in the Rio Grande Valley." I'll be like, "Oh, there's a warbler somewhere." Or like, "Oh, there's a
We have a
cardinal
lot of
coming in."
species
I do that too.
Listen,
I'm like, let me see it because
there's a
I know.
cardinal, there's a
Yeah.
cardinal, there's a hummingbird. Like
Yeah.
I could hear, and I wait every year for September. Like September for me is shut down. I literally shut down because I put out 32 hummingbird feeders and I go through a gallon of nectar every day from September 5th through October the 5th when hummingbird migration hits peak in the valley.
Because I meditate in the
crazy.
mornings. Like instead of going onto Facebook and social media, I just immediately just
So you need to-
meditate.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I have 8 parrots of my own, like outside and bird aviaries and stuff that I've built.
I have 2 Frenchies, and they are my world.
Your baby.
I have a
They're my
corgi and I
babies.
have a husky too.
And somewhere along the way, I heard something where, like when, because I can't have kids, so they say that like your dogs come into your life.
Hey, well,
as,
you
like,
can take
the
mine whenever
children.
you want for a little while.
No, I need someone to babysit my kids. I have a lot of traveling to do. I need someone to babysit them, but I don't trust people at all.
I wouldn't trust people.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust
Not with
people
my
like,
children.
like that.
I mean, dogs, but what
They're still your children.
They're-
Yeah.
they're my babies. It's like I'm always afraid they're gonna beat them up, or they're not gonna get their little massages that they get at night. And they're
Massage. My husband used to
My
hang out
dogs
with
get
your
massage.
Frenchies, girl.
Yeah, my
What are we
dogs get
talking
me
about here?
every night.
A massage.
Massages and treats.
Oh
I
damn!
love it.
I need to marry a Frenchie. I'm playing.
Hey, they can get married. They're boys though.
Cute though. How
They
old are
can be
they?
gay. I guess, huh?
How old are
Well,
they?
the oldest one is 11. My Maverick is 11, and then Goose was 8 when I lost him, and then Theo is 3. Theo is insane, but he has a heart of gold.
Aw.
It's like ADHD, but he has a heart of gold. He's like Edgar, but he has a heart of gold.
I love cats.
Hey, did you watch that?
Allergic.
Okay,
Care,
so
no.
she's telling me to go.
I go to my
Um,
mom's house and she has cats filled.
Does production have a question for Jennifer? I think you do.
He does. Just
Do you want to know your future?
I don't know. Ask her.
Ask a question.
yeah, just
Sure.
Direct your energy over here.
Oh, you want me to pull cards for you? Is
Just the
what you
vibes.
said? The vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like youthful energy. It feels like, bitch, I'm ready to try new things. That's energy. So don't be afraid to try whatever comes to mind. Just do it anyway. Like that's the energy that's coming out. Don't overthink it. Like just don't overthink it.
Go for it.
I'm like, I overthink too much.
No, your energy
He's
is
also
so
Virgo.
playful right now
Let's just face it.
that if you think
We
of like
overthink over
children,
everything.
children just play. You know what I mean?
You're
Like they
Virgo
just
too?
create. So like
love
if you're
Cancers.
overthinking, you're not in a state of play, and then you're not in a state of creating, right? So right now you're being asked to like just play, bitch. Play. There's no reason for perfectionism. There's no reason to overthink it. If you feel yourself being indecisive, always go with that first thought and just fucking do it. Okay? Yeah.
Go for it. Take it for a
You good,
spin.
baby.
Amanda.
Wait, what did you say?
Take it for a spin.
My husband's on
take
the
for-
live, so it would be kind of rude to know my picture, you know?
That's true. That's true.
I love
Honestly, I practice Buddhism, so I,
I love
just
it.
allow that flow, and I let it go. You know? It's
I
just
like
a flow.
that.
To me, it's a flow. Like let things happen, and
I
if they
respect that.
happen, they happen, and if
Is
they
there a
don't, it
Buddhist temple
wasn't for
here?
me. Like I got so fucked up like last week.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was waiting to hear back from the state of Texas and becoming the state of Texas Poet Laureate because I was nominated this year.
Wow, congratulations.
And you know, you're from the hood, right?
Mhm.
And so when you see this email, that's House of Texas representatives and like the art commissions of the state of Texas, I'm like, yo, I'm not getting locked up. This is like a good email, right?
Oh, my
And
heart.
so then it's like, damn, it's like when you go sneaker shopping, 'cause I'm a sneakerhead, and I'm like, damn, I need those, I need to cop those, right? But then you get this email and you've waited your whole career to like to get there, right? And then you get there and you're just not there. And then I got the final like email that this past week, like, oh, you did not make it. It's kind of like somebody just like, but then my husband was like, listen, you were nominated. That alone, it should be enough for you. I'm like, damn it, it's not enough. I
It's not
promise.
enough, but it's definitely something to be victorious about.
Yes,
and
I was so
celebrate.
excited. Everybody celebrated. Like when I got the email, like, "Oh, you're nominated for the state of Texas Poet Laureate." I'm like, "What the hell does that even mean, bro?" But then you're just like,
It's a huge honor to
it's just like,
even be
damn,
nominated.
you're there, but you're not there. And
But you should be there.
I had that moment like of like, shit, fuck it, it is what it is. Like it didn't happen.
Hey, but tell us really quick before, because she has a poem that she wrote for us for just for today. Tell us what.
It's my cap out. I'm gonna also do it for my social media because everybody loved it. So they're like, no, you need to put it on your social media. I was like, okay, but I'm gonna say it here first.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah.
But
Let me tell you one thing though. I was in marketing, you know this, because that's how I met you and your beautiful, wonderful husband over there.
Oh, monkey.
It takes a lot of energy to do what you're doing.
Mhm.
And honestly, it doesn't go unnoticed.
For real.
Like,
Thank you.
listen,
For real.
when I told you I'm
real.
fucking proud of you, I'm
Yeah.
beyond proud of you because every damn day that I go on my social media,
There's
there you are grinding and getting those flowers.
With
and I'm
love,
telling
bitch.
you now, you are that guy.
Yeah.
Your
Thank you.
charisma, your
Mhm.
professionalism, the way you go about things, your personality is what you need, and that's who you are. So it's amazing. So that's like honestly, I never do stuff like this, but it's
Mhm.
Joe. So I was like, I'm not gonna say no. I said
That's
no the
dope.
for last time because I was not here. I was out of town. I was in Houston, but
Yeah.
you're that guy.
Yep.
My husband even said, "He go like, dude, that guy's got it. Like he just stands out." I'm like,
Yep.
yes, he does. Like he has it within him to take over this bitch.
It's that
And
queer power.
it's like it's amazing. What you're
I-
doing is amazing, and it doesn't go unnoticed.
I really appreciate the words because there's times that you just feel like you're running out of lemons to make lemonade. I was saying this
You're
just
killing
yesterday,
it. Yeah, you're
and
killing it.
you feel like, what the fuck am I doing? Because I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing something, right?
You're killing
But
it.
I had a question for you. How did it feel to step in that circle during a TED Talk?
Ooh.
Wait, you
Hold
did
up.
TED Talk?
Yeah, she did a TED
Man.
Talk. Yeah.
Wow.
This TED Talk haunted me for a little while. You know, you prepare, and I talked about it, the poetry. You prepare and you prepare and you prepare. I've been writing this shit forever. I do rhyme. My kids hate rhyme. I'll be in the kitchen rhyming. I'll be throwing flows like the cat in the hat that's sad or whatever, and hit me with a bat. Like I'll say some dumb shit, right, all the time. But even when I'm doing improv with the kids at schools, I fucking froze like hell. And I was with my homie Bobby Polido. Shout outs to Bobby because that's the homie. he was like, you got this. And I was like, bro, I don't fucking got this, because I'm so used to like doing the poetry by myself, or like when I'm in the studio writing for somebody else, or I'm writing for me or whatever, you know, you're in your little comfort space. Like it's you and Fulanito and Panfilo and Tencho, and you just chilling on your vibe, and you do what you do and you bounce. Opposed to, I get in that stage, it's the fucking red carpet, and I'm just like, I blanked the fuck out, because I was practicing like a whole intro, a why, and then like an actual reason, and then the poetry. So it was like a biblical verse, right? And then I tell my, shouts out to Marcos, because he is the bomb.com, the guy who does TED here. I told Marco, I said, I can't do it. I'm gonna go there, bro, and I'm gonna just do poetry, because that's what I do. I don't do this intro, this, that. I'm doing poetry, bro. He was like, you do what makes you you. Like, fuck it. We're here. Let's do this. And then I'm like, and then I blanked the fuck out. Mind you, I'm in the bathroom like the last 4 or 5 days, just reciting this piece, right? And then I get on the stage and I'm like, fuck, I don't remember it. So he goes, get your phone and do it. I'm like, damn, that's dope. So let them listen to what I actually wrote, because what I wrote was crazy. It's all about birding and my anxiety. What I when I put it on the TED Talk, and so I did it. And I was like, after I got off the stage, I was like, fuck it, I already did what I did. That's what it is. You know, I can't go back. I gotta just move forward. And all my friends were like, no, the freaking everything you said was crazy legit. And then shouts out to Rap City, because that's like my really good friend now. She was on tour. She's a rapper. And she even told me, she's like, bro, you got this shit. Like, don't overthink that. Like, you always be overthinking shit. I'm like, bro, how do you get on the stage and just say all this shit all day? Like, how do you do it? And I'm texting her like right when I'm at the TED Talk. Like, I'm texting her. I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna do this. And she was like, bitch, don't fucking do this now. You're gonna get there and you're gonna do this, because that's what we do. We're poets. And it just got me like, fuck this. I'm doing this. I'm not leaving this bitch without them hearing my message about why everybody should own a